Curling. Phone us at 440-4270 for all your curling needs. Educational material, learn to curl clinics, instructor courses, ice schools, junior rocks, and much, much more. Safeway. At Safeway, we're proud to present the 1995 Alberta Men's Curling Championships, live from the Avonair Curling Club in Edmonton. Shaw Cable, pleased to bring you daily live coverage of one of Alberta's premier sporting events. Shaw Cable, dedicated to service, the community, and you. Live from the Avonair Curling Club in Edmonton, this is the 1995 Safeway Select Provincial Men's Curling Championships. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jackie Ray Greening, and tonight there are just 3 teams left in the hunt for the provincial title in Alberta, earning a right to go to the Labatt Brier in Halifax in early March. Tonight's semifinal game has Ed Lukowich of Calgary going against Mark Johnson of Edmonton, the winner playing Kevin Martin tomorrow. Ed Lukowich, you just came off a win this afternoon. Terry Lyon of Lethbridge, you got to be happy. You guys, I thought, played really well that game.
We've been playing a little bit better the last 3 or 4 games, and Terry Lyon's a very tough team, a very great curler himself, and we went right down the last rock in the 10th end. He had us 2 down from the start of the game, and then we managed to get a 3-ender when they came in too tight on 1 guard. But it was a great game, and I'm looking forward to the game tonight too. You know, we just have to try to keep lifting the level of our play a little bit and make big shots. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Mark Johnson, you played, I believe it was on Wednesday of this week, early in the round robin play. Mark Johnson did beat you. When that happens, and then you're not really familiar with the Johnson team, you just got to refocus and reload, and you go after it again.
Well, we've played. You know, I've seen him play in the police finals before, in the Canadians, in Calgary. We've played in a number of spiels before, so we know each other fairly well. You know, they beat us in the round robin. He drew the 4-foot on his last rock to win, so played very, very well against us. So we're looking for a really tough game tonight, and they have the hammer because, you know, of the record. They had a better record than us in the round robin. So our goal, you know, I guess in the early ends is to try and stay in the game and keep it fairly close and look for a break along the way.
Well, good luck tonight. It's going to be fun. I know it.
Great, thank you.
All right, Ed Lukowich of Calgary, the defending Alberta champion, looking for the right to go back again and represent our province. And this is Mark Johnson, who, unlike Ed Lukowich coming off a win, you're coming off a loss this afternoon against Kevin Martin, and it was a close game, but just a couple of shots here and there.
Yeah, a couple of half misses, I think, more than anything else is what cost us the game. Otherwise, we played pretty well, so we can't be too disappointed in the fact that we're here playing right now, and that we have a shot at the final yet.
I know earlier in the week if you had said, hey, you're going to finish in second place and you're going to play Lukowich in the semifinal Saturday night, you would have taken it. What did you do between games to get yourself back on track?
Went home and saw my family for a little while, had dinner with them, and that's about it. Don't have a lot of time between games.
You do have last rock, though. Are you going to go after it early, or going to start a little more cautious?
Well, I think that we might take a few more chances this game. We played it pretty cautiously last game, and well, I guess we didn't have a lot of opportunity to play otherwise that last game, but you know, we'll probably take a few more chances with that last rock.
All right, good luck tonight, Mark.
Thanks, Jack.
That is Mark Johnson of Edmonton going against Ed Lukowich of Calgary. I think we're in for a great game tonight. To tell us more about the teams, let's go upstairs to Wes Montgomery and Hector Vey.
Hi once again, everybody, and I think the lady is right. I'm not going to argue with her for a change. Hector Vey, former world champion, manager of the beautiful Avonair Curling Club, but watching those old Scottish poems opening up the curling telecast here at the Avonair Curling Club. Did I read it right tonight? And he was poking fun, call this guy Jock a bit of a queer. Was that in that poem?
It looked just like it to me, anyway.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I worry about our producer, Ken, as a matter of fact, but nothing queer about tonight's setup. You know, it was 5 days ago. It was 8 teams, and there was something like 10 draws ahead of everybody. It's boiled out now to tonight, tomorrow afternoon. Now there's only 3, and 3 good ones.
Well, you know, before it started, we figured Kevin Martin and Ed Lukowich would be in, kind of, because Ed's the defending champion. Kevin's had such a great year, and you know, Mark Johnson came on strong the last part of the year. They ever since he took over skipping, they've been doing well. So it's no surprise to anybody that these 3 teams are in, and they're very evenly matched percentage-wise, within 1% of each other as teams.
Yeah. Well, they all deserve to be there. They've been curling that well. All right, let's have a look at the teams involved here tonight. First of all, the defending provincial champ, former world champion from Calgary, Ed Lukowich, with John Ferguson, Dan Petrick, Steve Petrick, the Smoky Lake Bandits, Mary's Kids, all of them playing very well. Started out possibly a little slow early in the week, but have peaked just at the right time.
Well, Dan's not playing up to par, but he did play better last game, and I'm sure he'll be gunning tonight.
I have the inside why he may be off his game a little. I'll give that to you a little later on. Here's Mark Johnson, 2-time Dominion Police Curling champion as a skip. He's been to the provincial final before on a couple of occasions. So has his third Scott Park. Doug Marks, a Saskatchewanite, now plays out of Alberta, representing the province twice in the Police Curling Championship, a former Saskatchewan Junior Curling champ, and the veteran Lance Dealey at lead. Solid team. Nobody would be really surprised if they beat Ed Lukowich tonight. However, I checked with Las Vegas, and Ed Lukowich is a 3-1 favorite in this game tonight. Here are the scores this afternoon. The Machine, Kevin Martin, defeating Mark Johnson 7-4. An awesome performance by every member of the Martin rink. You almost have to be perfect to beat them the way they're going. Ed Lukowich makes a nice draw with his last draw to defeat a very tough Terry Lyon crew from Lethbridge by a score of 6-5. So there you go. Lyon is on his way back to Lethbridge after a great performance, he and his crew, and the other 3 fight on.
Well, you know, I think it would have been a little bit different story this afternoon, but Scott Park didn't have his best game. He scored 68% as a third, and if your third's not going sharp, usually the skip has tough shots, and Mark had a lot of tough shots today.
Jackie Ray is back with us. 2 great interviews again. I don't know why you wear makeup. You're just a natural beauty.
Oh, thank you.
Pouring the makeup on us here today. For those of you just joining us for the first time across the province, we went as is since last Tuesday. We've been telecasting every draw. They poured the makeup on us. Hector's still bald, I'm fat, and Jackie's still beautiful. It doesn't seem fair.
You.
Doesn't seem fair, does it?
Well, the way I shouldn't be saying this, but I understand that it was you they wanted to put it on, and they figured so you wouldn't be insulted, they'd put it on us, too.
They ran out of makeup again with me.
I don't know. I've been hit on them in the bar up here 5 times. They think I'm Ruby Red Lips.
But I will withdraw any further comment. I don't know why they put makeup on Hector and I. This Tiger Lily and the Bird of Paradise get more airtime than we do. But they are beautiful flowers right from Hawaii, thanks to Safeway. We'll just put them over there. And may this Bird of Paradise never touch your nose.
Thank you very much. All right. We have Lance Dealey throwing his first rock. There was the choice of rocks. Mark Johnson, because he finished higher in the round robin standings, he got to choose rocks, and he chose the red stones from sheet number 3. Meanwhile, Ed Lukowich picked the yellow stones from sheet number 1, the sheet we're on right now for the televised game. And kind of interesting, those are the rocks that Johnson lost with this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, they do have the choice. They do have last rock because he finished ahead of Lukowich in the standings after the round robin. And there's a little advantage to that. If you like the set of rocks, which obviously they did, to pick them, yeah, they can pick it from the 4 sheets that was played on all week. And, you know, the last rock gives a team a little bit of an advantage, and it did Kevin Martin today. He obviously struck first with 2 on the second end. Well, actually, he drew for 1 in the first end, but last rock has got to help anybody. Although the 3-guard zone doesn't mean quite as important as it does normally, but they are playing the 3-guard zone here.
I'd pick red every time. I don't know, something about red, like flaming red that's aggressive. Let's burn the opposition. Let's kick the bejeebers out of them. I mean, I pick yellow. I mean, that looks like hepatitis. Or who wants hepatitis?
Actually, red goes good with your makeup.
Let's get out there. Makeup.
Oh, dear. This could be a long night.
Not me. I'm ready tonight, ready for another great game between two great teams here. What a record Ed Lukowich has had. Brier winner 1978, Brier World winner 1986, Alberta champ 78, 83, 84, 86, and 94. Won 4 car bonspiels. They don't have enough room on their sheet to list all the things that Fast Eddie has won in his fine career.
Actually, last year there was quite a controversy how he got in. He had lost out. And what's Fred Maxey won the.
Boy, how soon they forget, Fred.
Right to go in the provincials, and his dad took sick, so be it, and they picked Lukowich to go, and they ended up winning the province.
Doug Marks hitting and sticking, playing at a very cautious first end. And I think Mark Johnson was right where he said he played this afternoon's game against Kevin Martin. A little bit on the cautious side, and they're going to look to be a little more aggressive in this game.
Well, there's 2 different ends I can remember. Like he hit a side rock earlier in about the 5th end where he should have came around the front one, because even if he makes it and rolls, he's going to be back 8 foot. And then on the 8th end, when he's only down 1, he tries a freeze to where he could have hit one quietly and rolled over and be laying 2. So there's 2 different ends that I think he'd play different if he had to do it over again.
And this is going to be like a cakewalk today for our camera crew and my right-hand man, Terry Wagner. Only 1 sheet going all week long. We've been able to keep our viewers up to date on all 4 sheets, which were going strong. But now, of course, we're just down to these 2 teams for right now.
Doug Marks shot 88% in a losing cause against Kevin Martin this afternoon.
Can't go much better than that.
Oh, the Johnson team curled 81% as a team and lost because the Martin team curled 91% as a team. Good luck.
Good luck is right.
Kevin Park was right when you interviewed him in that game this afternoon. He said, if we go 90, they're going to have to go better to beat us.
And here's the veteran John Ferguson. Curling very well for his skip, Ed Lukowich. John went 84% this afternoon.
Okay.
Went down, checked out the Lukowich team because they are slightly older than the Martin team. See if there's any aches and pains, any injuries. John just looked up and he said, "You mean physically or mentally?" I said, "No, I meant physically because you got to be a little goofy to play this game anyway." And he said, "No, we're fine."
Well, you know, they're not pressured that much. They only played 1 game on Tuesday. They played 2 games a day after that, and so that's not hard on a team. And it's at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock, so you get a break in between, actually.
No, it has been rougher in days gone by in playdowns, like 3 or 4 games a day. Not anymore. Although in tiebreaker situation, they can pile up on you.
Just about had a 4-way tie last night. If Terry Lyons would have lost his game.
Sold right out for the 5:30 draw in the morning.
That would have been incredible because that would have meant a team with 4 losses would have made it into the playoff round, which somehow doesn't seem right. So.
Well, the good news is there's usually still quite a good crowd at 5:30 in the morning up here in the lounge at the Avonair Curling Club to watch the game.
They'd have been a cheering crowd.
I think ADAC dropped another load off tonight from the sound of things back there.
Some of them stayed from between the games this afternoon and tonight. Actually, Jackie and I stayed too, but we just watched other people. Well, I did anyway.
Oh, you had to bring that up.
First hand action. Mark Johnson, Ed Lukowich, the North against the South. The piece did not make the playoffs, but given excellent representation from Mike Vavrick and Dennis Graber. The Graber rink went the best of the 2. A little unfortunate not to be in the playoffs.
And speaking with Mike Vavrick last night, he just said, I didn't go well myself. He said, just was never on. And he said, I really didn't spend a lot of time at my game this year. And he said it showed. And
well, that's where things do show up, you know, like fellows like Kevin Martin, Mark Johnson's team, Ed Lukowich, I'm sure, practice lots. And I mean lots. They practice pretty near every day throwing rocks. And this time of year, it pays off. Because,
well, we won, yeah. That's right. We watched, the three of us, and did the telecast 3 years ago in Leduc, and Mike Bavard came within one rock of representing the province in the Brier, losing to that fine Kevin Martin rink. And the Bavard rink just didn't get going. Mike himself admits he didn't play very well. How about his third? How bad can you go? Mike Student, he curled 70% all week. That's low for a third. Never won a toss.
Yeah, 7 straight.
They were calling him Ofer last night. He said after he lost the 5th coin toss, he said, I wanted to give it away, and they wouldn't let him. The rest of the team said, no way, we want to see if you can break the record at 7.
Well, they figured the odds were going for him. He lost 7 straight. I think Ron Atten has tripled that much. I know one year I don't think we ever won a toss. It seemed like we didn't anyway. But he was checking. He wouldn't call. He just flip and let somebody else call. He didn't want to have the responsibility of losing the toss. And I said, well, if we flip it, we could lose every time. Yeah, but his theory was you could win every time, too. So I had a good theory on flipping. I figured if he was a quarter, or that a quarter would flip and flip around and the head was heavier than the tail and the head would fall down, so the tail would be up.
You
Oh,
did.
boy.
And you won all those games.
Yeah, really scary
you won
thought,
a
isn't it?
couple of Briers thinking like that.
I couldn't convince Ron, though.
Yeah. Well, for the Mike Bavarick team, they'll be back. They're young. They're a good team. The old, like the song says, when you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
Whoa! Yep.
There's my steely eyes of my skip, my buddy, my pal, Mark Johnson.
Does he ever admit that you curl with him, or is it?
Hey, we curl every year in something, and when he wins this provincial championship and announces his 5th man at the Brier,
It won't be you?
I'll still talk to you two guys.
I know he's got 2 coaches.
I have my split level coaching degree.
Split level, yeah. I think it starts at his foot where he had gout.
Oh, geez, I got my pills. Don't worry
Oh,
about that. I
no.
got my pills.
If we're starting to talk about gout, I'm leaving.
The gout is out so far this week. Anyway, and there's a very, you know, we don't have to describe this end to the viewers, I'm sure, because there's nothing in play except the one rock belonging to Mark Johnson, and Fast Eddie's going after it like the burglar he is, and will hit and roll off to the side.
Mark Johnson has last rock this end. Just going to be looking to blanket on this shot.
Kind of eerie this afternoon. We had lots of excitement. You could almost feel it in the rink all week long, all the games. Spectacular shooting, some great crowds. And now we come to the playoffs, and even the teams seem to be low key. And I guess the concentration level was up or something. Not too much screaming, yelling, and outward intensity anyway. And it was kind of like waiting for a fight to break out.
You know, the round-robin game, especially the last night, didn't really mean much to any of these top teams because they had made the playoffs. You know, you get into all of a sudden now it counts, and you know you got to concentrate a little more. And this whole game, if you practice a lot, it comes down to concentration. If you can concentrate better than the opposition, you're going to make more shots.
Yep, Mark Johnson's got this one.
Yes, blanks the first end.
Voila.
I do have some results to tell you about from what's happening in other provinces. There's lots of other championships going on. One I'm sure that's interest to a lot of people is what's happening in Ontario. This afternoon, Ed Werenick won a tiebreaker against one of, I think, his former players, Neil Harrison. So Werenick now is playing Medaw tonight, a former second last year for Russ Howard. The winner of the Werenick-Medaw matchup will play Russ Howard in tomorrow's final.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
It definitely does. Meanwhile, in Manitoba, we've been talking all week about the crazy page playoff system here. In Manitoba, what they do is they start out with a 32-team double knockout, and then they start afresh with an 8-team double knockout. And that's what they just started this morning with 8 teams. Now there's just 4 teams left, and some names you'll know. Mike Riley's going against Irwin, and Kerry Burtnick is going against Stoughton. And the winner of those will play in the final tomorrow. In Saskatchewan, Harcourt against Height and Bryden against Olsen. In that format, the first place team plays the 4th place team. The 2nd place team plays the 3rd place team, and they advance to the final.
No Gary Shyrick in there in Saskatchewan?
No, he's out of there. Shyrick is out of there. And Northern Ontario, I think you've heard of this fellow, Al Hackner. Have you heard of him? He's going against Gordon, and the winner of that game will play Richard in a final, which goes tonight, actually. Northern Ontario will be done tonight. So there. I've brought you up to date.
Good job, good job. No, that's really interesting. Al Hackner, the former world champion. Boy, I'll tell you, one of the great curlers on and off the ice. There's a guy who fits right in with Hector Bay and the Matt Baldwins of our time when it came to socializing and being able to go out and curl the next day. He's got Rick Lang back with him this year playing third, so that's no surprise that they're there.
Rick Lang is a great third man, and you know, he's.
And we do have viewers from right across the province, and we'd like to welcome them here to our semifinal of the Safeway Select Provincial Curling Championship. Fort McMurray. Oops, spelled wrong. Sorry, everybody up in Fort McMurray. Medicine Hat, Grand Prairie, Billet, Wetaskiwin, Hinton, Calgary, Beaver Lodge, and Red Deer.
Nothing about Africa there.
Nothing about
So
Africa.
I guess your relative not watching.
Off the phone, I guess.
Kareem Abdul-Gervais.
He's an elephant trainer.
Elephant trainer.
He trained you?
Yeah.
Steve Petrick hits and rolls out. Gives a chance for a corner guard for Mark Johnson.
Of course, BC hasn't started yet. They're starting next week for last year's world champion, Rick Folk, and his team.
February 16th to 19th, the BC championships go. And there has been winners already declared. Robert Andrews is out of the Yukon, Bill Jenkins out of Newfoundland, Robert Campbell out of PEI.
Seems like a natural, eh? Campbell out of PEI.
Great time for him.
I'm pretty sure Bill Jenkins is one of the young fellows that won the juniors a few years back. He'll be a good team to represent.
In Halifax this year, and the World Championship in Brandon.
Oh boy, and Brandon's been sold out for over a year, maybe longer. They picked the names out of a hat to see who would get them. There's so many people wanted to go there. Well, the World Championship a few years ago was in Winnipeg, and there was 12,000 sold out every draw.
Okay.
I think Brandon only holds about 5,000 or 6,000 people.
The winner of this game plays Kevin Martin tomorrow night. Winner take all on their way to the Briar in Halifax. The Martin team suggested after their victory this afternoon, or at least Skip Martin did, that he was going to go home and spend the evening with his family and possibly watch this game on TV, so they might be listening tonight. Hi there, Martin family, including Grandma. Grandma was in from Killam watching all the game this week. And to Corrick, my buddy Corrick, Kevin Martin's 5-year-old son, who told me in the men's washroom yesterday his dad definitely was going to the Briar and he was taking Corrick. So that was the inside information I got in the men's washroom from Corrick. Thanks, Corrick.
Well, Corrick throws rocks every once in a while. He gets in the hack and pushes 2 feet out of there. He's going to be a natural by the time he's 10 years old.
Strangely enough, Corrick and his dad aren't the best curlers in that family. My favorite Martin curler is the dad, Ab.
Yeah.
Ice maker here at the Avonair.
And the mom's the coach of all of them.
She's probably the smartest one of the whole crew. Her and Grandma. Here's Dan Petrick from Smoky Lake. I talked to him before the game. Glad I did. Hits and rolls out. It's pretty simple so far. Huh? Even we can figure this out.
I think something's got to happen.
There's no rush to happen. You know, when you're playing and the loser goes home, you don't want to take a gamble and lose it all in one end either. So, you know, there's no. Johnson's got last rock. He's got, you know, what's the rush? It might happen next end. There's a miss or hitting the nose in the wrong place, and then you do your gamble.
You always were patient. You had the patience. It's one of the reasons you were such a great skip and won as much as you did. You got to have patience in this game. Wait your chance.
Well, you know, you can throw a corner guard up for 2 games and nothing happens, and all of a sudden it happens, and you get a chance to get hit in the nose or a miss, and now you can try and get your 2 points, and that's what Mark's working on. He's not depending on an open miss in the rings.
Just clean.
The Petrick boys keeping it clean.
Dan Petrick, of course, played for Kevin Martin in '91 in the Briar when they won it. They played together in Europe when they went down for the Olympic trials, and You know, then he moved on to Calgary last year, and of course, Lukowich picked him up right away, and Steve was down there already. He's a dentist down there, so and getting John Ferguson back this year, they ended up with a great team. Didn't go to that many spiels with Ed because they can't get away, but
Real tight.
Could be I figured they'd be quite a bit tougher with Ferguson playing this year, and they are.
Just tight.
Lance Steele and Doug Marks.
He's just biting. Lukowich want to hit and roll into the rings.
Well, the Mark Johnson team, in case you haven't watched any of the telecasts this week, is made up of 3 policemen and 1 lawyer.
Yep.
And in the Super League and through the regular playdowns, they were sponsored by points. Kind of a strange combination, but
Of course,
seemed to work.
Points fights help you out if you're in trouble. You call points, and they'll get you off, get your tickets off for you, get everything, help you out. Do you call them very often?
Fighting all your traffic
Once.
tickets?
Once. Just once.
Didn't help you.
Driving home from Camrose, a speeding ticket. I gave it to Dave and the guys at points.
And?
I almost got a life. A lousy, stinking speeding ticket.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
Of course, that S in the middle is for Safeway. Safeway sponsoring some of the western provinces like BC, Alberta, Manitoba, and Northern Ontario in the provincials. First time for them, and doing a great job here.
He's going to hang on. No. Oh. I don't think it rolled back in. Good overhead shot there on our camera, and it's out of the rings.
Ed doesn't trust his 30s. I'm going to take a look, too.
Everyone's taking a look.
Well, we've been telecasting all week here in the Edmonton area. Of course, we just hooked up with the big satellite system, cable system across the province earlier today. I'm not suggesting that we've been kind of brilliant. Modesty for business is talking too much, but we knocked the O.J. Simpson trial right off TV yesterday. Did anybody ever tell you with your makeup on today you look a little like Marsha Clark?
I was going to say, if you tell me I look like Marsha Clark, that's it. With your makeup, you look like O.J. Simpson.
He has that funny look about him.
Line away. Line away.
Ice has been keen here, 15 to 16 second ice, and swings nice both ways. It's been great ice to curl on, and that's why percentages are so high. And
just perfect, that's all it is. Keen and clean, and it swings both ways.
Showing.
Sounds like a commercial.
What was that? Don't let her stay here again in between draws, okay?
It was kind of interesting after the afternoon game, which we televised, the game between Johnson and Martin. In the post-game interviews, Johnson was remarking how much straighter this sheet of ice was running, whereas when I asked Kevin Martin the same question, he didn't think it was any straighter. He thought maybe an inch or two, but Mark felt it was quite a bit straighter. But
well, Mark didn't play as many games on this sheet. Kevin played 4 games. That was his 4th game on this sheet. And, it did. I thought it wasn't much difference. Cutting.
Yeah, it didn't look like it changed too much from up here.
Hey, this one's cutting enough.
is he going to stick around?
He's going to try.
And yes, just.
You'll be able to see the overhead camera. Wes is covering the TV.
That's his own
here.
personal television set.
How would you like my bird of paradise?
Flower? Rolling over from Safeway brought it especially for you.
It's a beautiful flower.
Kind of looks like you a little.
Tiger lily in the middle.
So Ed Lukowich trying to hit and stick on this one. Mark Johnson does have last rock here on the second end.
First end being blanked. This is the first sheet time we've had only one sheet going here.
Ed Lukowich coming off an 89% game this afternoon. 48 years of age and throwing it just as good as he did when he started curling at 6 years of age.
The same year West started.
We're the same age.
Mm-hmm. Nice shot.
Eddie was always a great shot maker. He can make angles and doubles and raises as good as anybody around. And Kevin Martin come along, and boy, this year he's just turning. He must have had 6 or 7 doubles on our TV games, and not only throw hard weight but draw. Next shot perfect to the house. So.
Yeah, I was talking with a statistician between games to possibly see if we could find out how many doubles Kevin Martin made this week, but couldn't come up with that stat. But it would be interesting to have found out, because, and he made some tough ones too.
Well, he just seems to like them, and he's so accurate with his ice, and the ice works good for it. It doesn't drift away with extra weight.
Yep. Walla Walla, Washington, Mark Johnson.
I thought he was born. Kind of thought he had that States look about him.
And
It is a blank end.
nice, clean, easy work.
No problem. So, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo-dah. It's 0-0. We'll be back with third end action right after this. The 1995 Safeway Select Provincial Men's Curling Championship is brought to you by Sky Reach Equipment. In the Old West, reach for the sky meant trouble. Today, however, we ask you, how high do you want to go? Our aerial work platforms allow easy and safe access to the unreachable. Phone Sky Reach Equipment with offices in Edmonton, Calgary, Grand Prairie, Vancouver, London, and Toronto. Ford of Canada. As a proud sponsor of the Alberta Men's Curling Championship, Ford of Canada extends best wishes for an exciting competition, together with an invitation to visit your dealer to see the all-new 95 Explorer, North America's best-selling sport utility vehicle. Quality Color Press Incorporated. With the most advanced sheet-fed multicolor equipment in the province, we believe in quality and service at competitive prices. At Quality, the customer is king. We go that extra distance for you. Quality Color Press Incorporated, where people make the difference.
Olsen Curling. Quality products by All Canada Curling. Pace Setter and the Hammer Brush are just a few of the equipment lines available at Olsen Curling. We invite you to visit our store and discover why thousands of curlers from around the world have counted on Olsen Curling for their equipment needs since 1934.
Welcome back. Wes Montgomery, Hector Gervais, Jackie Ray Greening, coming to you live on a Saturday night. I've always wanted to spend my Saturday night with you guys.
Well, before you get too comfortable, learn the words to the songs, okay? Because you're always knocking Heck and I about going back into the past and bringing back the odd tidbit, which we thought were very entertaining and funny. The song goes zippity-doo-dah, zippity-a. Not zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo-doo, or whatever it was.
Well, I was trying to relay the fact that it was 0-0.
One of the great songs.
Zip, zip.
Boy, no respect.
I kind of like that song.
Yeah, we know all the words too, don't we?
All right.
Oh, great.
We might sing it next week in Drayton Valley.
We may sing it next end if they don't start getting some rocks in play here.
And we do have some rocks in play this end. Steve Petrick threw up a corner guard on his first one, and Lance Dealey made a great shot coming around, and the game is on, I think, now.
Well, Lance was struggling most of the week. Boy, he had a nice game last game. He had an 89%.
Great game this afternoon.
And made a great shot in there.
Steve Petrick, one of the province's top amateur golfers, as well as one of the top throwers of the rock in Alberta. Quite happy to play front end for the status of John Ferguson and Ed Lukowich. Who wouldn't?
They're playing a 3-guard zone, which has been going for at least 2 years now. And if you got ice like this, you can play it well. And they can't hit that front one. You can't hit it out of play. So they have to come around it. The choice of coming around it or go on the side. And Mark Johnson decided to come around. He does have last rock, and he'd like to pick up a couple of points here.
Lance Dealey just trying to freeze onto the one he just threw.
Lance, 41 years of age. They call him the team leader.
We played together in the playdowns about 5 years ago. A nice young fellow, and he played, of course, with Mark Johnson, and when they won their Canadian Peace Championships a couple of times, and other times when they're in the Canadians. And this is nice to see him in the provincial. This is the first year he's been that far, and you know, he's coming on strong and playing very well.
Playing in the police playdowns 9 years with his skip, Mark Johnson. It's his second year with Mark as far as the men's playdowns are concerned, leading to the Briar. Nice young fellow at 41. You're showing your age again.
Anybody under 60 is young to me. Except you.
Old, you know what old is. Old is when you use shaving cream for only one reason, so you don't lose your place. That's old.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Here's the bird watcher.
You better hurry this one. No, sir.
He's on the front.
Not only on the front, but just push it over a little bit.
I never noticed this about Dan Petrick, who I've been watching since his Nate curling days, and he's always been a guy with a good sense of humor, outstanding curling ability, can take a joke, give a joke, but on other interests, when they sent in their brochure prior to these playdowns, he lists Deanna, bird watching, reading bird books, buying bird things, cats. Now this isn't the Dan Petrick I knew when he lived here in Edmonton and Smoky Lake. Something happened to him when he went to Calgary, and I found out what it was. He's in love with Deanna. And Deanna likes bird watching, reading bird books, buying bird things, and cats.
Oh, so Deanna's not a bird.
Anything Deanna likes, Dan Petrick loves.
Nice shot.
I was wondering why he was looking back at the glass all the time.
Yeah, well, if Deanna wanted to watch buzzards buzzing over Balzac, mongooses over Mundair, chickens crossing the road, you'll find Dan Petrick sitting there with a silly smile on his face. So I'm glad I got that story straight up.
Oh, boy. I told you. I knew you'd come to this.
You know?
Well, I understand. There he is right there.
Okay, we know Mark Johnson went home to spend time with his family between games. Where were you, Wes?
I went down into Hector's office. I started my award-winning Sunday column in the Sunday Sun tomorrow at home early this morning. Got it half finished. Broke into Hector's office after our game this afternoon. Found another one-finger typewriter there belonging to Hector. Uncovered it, finished my award-winning column, took it to the Edmonton Sun, went over to David's on Argyle, had a nice meal, and here I am. Thanks to George Gallimore for the meal this afternoon. But warn you about your typewriter. It won't be the same again. I went from one finger to a fist.
Did you shut it off?
Can't remember.
Oh, I see.
Was it an electric?
Oh,
or
you mean it was electric?
Oh, boy.
This will be a great column tomorrow. I can hardly wait to read it.
Well, Dan Petrick made a great shot there. He just about made the double. He rolled over in front of Johnson's two rocks. It's not going to be easy to get out
No,
of there.
it sure isn't. Not a lot of room there.
I was wondering why my waste paper basket was full. You made a lot of mistakes, right?
Oh, I always make a lot of mistakes. That thing isn't a typewriter. It's a threshing machine, for Pete's sake.
Hey, I bought it cheap, man.
Yes, you did.
For all I use it. As long as you use one finger, it's good enough for me.
Is he just freezing on down to it, or?
Well, I don't know if he's.
So he called for it.
He could have played the intern and got it through the hole, maybe. He has last rock here. That's interesting. We'll have to see what happens.
Gang down Gleason Way, just a little east of Calgary. You can look for Doug Marks. He's been transferred to the RCMP detachment down there. Don't mess with him on the ice and cut back on your speeding.
Oh, this one's warm. I think he's missed it all.
He's found a little,
Oh.
air.
Ouch.
No net.
Oh, no. Lukowich could come around that front guard that's out there. There's a replay of it.
Well,
Could go around there. Okay.
it's about the first full mess
Take it
we've
away.
seen so far.
Well, Lukowich is going to hit that one in the back 12-foot and hopefully stay in the thing, too.
No, up. Right up. No, never.
A lot of
John
weight out of it.
Ferguson threw a lot of weight.
No.
You're right.
Might stick around, yes. It does.
So Mark Johnson might just decide to maybe come around that corner guard.
Well, he could come around and be shot.
He does have last rock this end.
He has to, looks like he's going to try and freeze to that one that's right there. Out of his first motion, anyway.
Well, we do have a little action for the first end. So far, it's early. It's only the third end. Zip, zip is the score. Mark Johnson, Ed Lukowich, semifinal. Provincial Men's Curling Championship here at the Avonair Curling Club in Edmonton. The Safeway Select. Winner plays Kevin Martin. Winner there goes to the Briar.
Line's good. Didn't have a good game this afternoon. He scored 68%, which is not good when you're playing somebody who's playing in around 90. Trying to come around this rock. Looks like he's got a dandy coming here, too.
Oh, he's 8. Yep. Quick. Whoa.
Oh, good shot.
Maybe a little bit heavy. He'd like to have been in front of the tee line, but he'll take her.
If he was any lighter, I think he would have racked on that guard. 14.5 seconds that rock was.
I sure hope that Ken Sumlock from Red Deer's got his time watch for next week when we go down to... Do you need one down in Drayton Valley?
No, we'll tell you how fast the rocks are going if you want. We'll let you know, our team.
From upstairs, I know.
Hector and I both have teams in the Drayton Valley Spiel next week.
Hey!
Looking forward to it.
And when you playing in your next one, Jackie?
John?
Where are you?
Nope.
That's what you said a little while ago.
Well, this is a long ways from the guard here. Not heading any too heavy either.
Oh, it's 15.5.
Which is just about right for now.
Well, not quite perfection.
Wide open.
It's like hack weight. Okay.
Yes.
Scott went head-to-head with his brother Kevin in this afternoon's game. And he got out-muscled by his brother. Kevin shot 82%, which is just about right on the beezer for him every game. And Scott, as Hector mentioned, went 68. But the whole Martin team played like a machine, led by Harvey Paul's little baby boy, James, who probably sitting at home wonder, you know, how do I get better tomorrow? Which is impossible because he shot 100% this afternoon, second Kevin's team.
Hurry, they want to stick around. Oh, he's got a nice one here.
He's definitely got to roll, but it's going to roll too far.
That ever cut, yeah.
Oh,
Good enough.
he's still second shot.
Yep.
But the double is there for Lukowich on the outturn side.
And probably the next best shooter at doubles is Ed Lukowich. He's a great hitting team. He could come around and freeze, too.
Yeah.
What would you do, almighty Briar winner and former world champion?
I think exactly what he's doing right now. If he can hit and roll over, he can be shot off behind the guard and maybe covered by the guard. I used to like my draw shot better than hitting because, you know, I just had a lot of confidence in my draws. So. But this is a good shot. If he stays out there a little bit, he can maybe make the double. If not, he hit and roll in.
I think if he hits and rolls in, though, he
Might not be
he
shot.
won't be shot. So
Well, he is laying third and fourth, so if he made a double here, he might lose his shooter, but he'd be laying two.
Out he comes with that out.
Better hurry this one.
Oh, he's close to having a beauty.
Oh, boy. That's a dandy shot.
that is a nice shot. He is shot rock now. How does Mark Johnson get in there now?
It was going to be hard to hit that one out without hitting on the back one.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Even if we just pick it out of there, it's okay. I mean, he's still going to make a shot. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we need a roll, fairly good roll. I would throw a hack. Yeah, I know. Okay, hack liner. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go like punch it out.
Okay.
Works at third and skips have mics around the neck so we can hear what they're saying and try to help you understand what they want to do.
Better them explaining it than us.
Well, I don't know about that. The 2/3 and the 2 skips in particular in this game, none are too outspoken. None of them say too much of the wrong thing. They're all pretty quiet in their discussions.
I think Dan Petrick makes up for it for Lukowich.
Should put the mic on the bird watcher. Deanna's boyfriend, put it on him. Get a little action going.
I never tried bird watching. It might be fun. You have to be out in the trees, I guess. That's where birds stay, don't they?
Wayne.
I guess tractor pull would excite you too, would it?
Hey, I've seen that before.
Mark Johnson.
Quick. Hurry hard. Hard for line. Whoa.
Gonna cut too much. He's hoping to go the other way and get it by, but I think it's going to hit straight back to that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we ought to just guard it. Can't make the double without.
No, I mean, yeah, so take something else.
Unless it's for 2, eh?
Real hard came off the back of it. This, but
Yeah, but that one's good going in there.
yeah, that's really gonna roll these days. I think just a guard.
I think so.
I think that's the right shot.
Okay.
Puts a guard out 5 or 6 feet. The most that anything can happen there is that,
Yeah.
that Mark makes a straight-on raise for 1, or a draw for 1.
Well, the only other thing you could do here is get a little aggressive, a little greedy.
We want to guard this side of the rock. We want to guard this side of that rock.
You can get a little greedy maybe if you wanted to go for it and pick that red thing out of there and lie 3.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but then Mark would have a wide open shot on his
See
last
that?
one.
I'm just saying if you want to get greedy and a little aggressive. Obviously,
Wouldn't this be the more aggressive call, though, don't you think? Throwing a guard?
A little tough to pick that red one out of there.
West
I mean, it is the right shot, but don't give me how exciting this is.
Oh, yeah, we'd have really lost if he'd have skipped in the play down instead of me. Mind you, we lost anyway.
Ed Lukowich is trying to plug up the middle.
Well, the boys,
Good line.
They
Good line.
They get a chance to throw
Get 'em
rocks
over,
on this
Bet.
ice before they play, so they know what the weights are.
Yeah, come on now. Hurry. Hurry hard. Hurry. Gotta go hard. Gotta go hard. Get a piece of the line. Hurry hard. Hurry. Good sweeping, guys.
There's not much of a hole to get through there.
Sure isn't.
There is a hole.
May not be there, but that outturn did run straight for him on his rock.
Can't see because Doug Marks has got his.
Hackett might be there.
Yeah, it's there, Doug.
Hackway is probably there. Hack. Well, I think with Hackett's there, but this might be just as easy.
You just have to get pretty close to that button to get 1 on his draw, but he was drawing great today.
Okay.
It's an indication of just how swingy this ice is, despite being so keen and clean. Taking lots of ice over there on the edge of the 8-foot circle, trying to get fully in the 4, close to the button. And Mark Johnson this afternoon, despite losing to Kevin Martin, did have excellent command of his draw weight. Mark himself shot 88% this afternoon. Pardon me, he was 81%. That's still pretty good.
Wait. Yes!
Oh, he's hitting
Oh, he's hitting his own and rolling in, yeah.
Trying to get a double.
So much for his draw weight.
That's cutting a little bit too much on him.
Ooh, just missed it on the inside.
That was there for sure.
He was going for the deuce.
And it is a steal of 1 for Ed Lukowich, so it's 1-0 for Luke as they get ready to head into the 4th end.
At what time did you realize that wasn't a draw? Well, what part of the delivery did we
What I
figure out?
can't figure out is we listened for a minute to them talking about it and never heard once about a takeout.
Well, because Jackie says it'd really be interesting to hear what they have to say tonight, because they're mic'd.
Well, excuse me, I think they are just maybe a little more interesting at times than you gentlemen.
I
Just
don't think so. How can it be more interesting?
You're including me too in that?
What a
yes,
terrible
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Have you no feeling? All right, we won't say anything.
Okay. No, you can't.
No, that's
oh,
it.
Oh, you're pouting now.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Now he's going to pout.
I had a lot more stories, too.
He's kind of cute when he pouts. Especially with the makeup on.
I'm taking this makeup off after.
If you just joined us, this is the 1995 Safeway Select Provincial Men's Curling Championship. We've been going here since Tuesday. Feels like we've been talking nonstop since Tuesday. And we're just awaiting the winner of this game, and they will go against Kevin Martin tomorrow. Kevin Martin currently on an 8-game winning streak here in this provincial.
Now, there's an exciting guy to have mic'd. Kevin Martin. Well, he swears 4-letter words and everything. Now, that's worthwhile listening to.
Well, he hasn't so far because he's always been ahead.
Well, because his grandma's here from Killam. Better not.
Should maybe going around.
I'd rather try and punch it through the hole.
I like the freeze, but oh, if we get the red rock into play, we're okay.
Hey, conversational curling.
Yeah, that's it. Scott Park and Gord Marks discussing things as they're brushing.
So, lads.
I think they should be miking the lead in second, because they probably cuss at the skip a lot.
We did have some rocks in play on the third end. Certainly the most interesting end so far. Ed Lukowich stealing one, leads 1-0, playing up on the fourth end against Mark Johnson.
Well, whoever wins this game is going to have their hands full if Kevin Martin's team plays like they have all week.
Good line. Good line. Short. Okay, just play it tight.
Of course, with 3 guards on, you can't hit the front one, so Ed has one in the range, and he's put a pretty fair guard on it. It's going to force Mark to hit something out there.
Or freeze.
Or freeze. Yeah. The ice is so good, you can play pretty any shot and make most of them.
Wait's there. Bump. Bump.
Gonna bump it.
A little strong. Going to raise it into the 4-foot.
Okay. Just don't.
Only the 8-foot.
Your timer not working right?
Oh, would you like me to time?
No, no.
Really?
I thought you figured they had to wait to go to the button there the way you did. Raising the 4
Oh, no. I'm just blind.
This? That away? Yeah, I could pick our own. I think we gotta go here. We're right in tight on it.
So just a tight guard. If the line's looking good, a freeze.
Danny Petrick played with Kevin Martin and all, most of his top played on all the junior
How's the weight?
championship and the Brier in '91.
He's way out there.
Does he look a little warm?
Right up, right up. Nothing,
Not light, for sure.
nothing.
Trying to move now.
Oh,
He is a little warm.
okay.
Bad shot. Maybe it'll be used a little later. It'll be interesting to see what Mark Johnson does here as we watch the replay.
Could go around the corner.
I don't know what.
Let's go. Yeah, we can get that later.
What do you think of that call?
A little different. He might not be able to use it, that front one. I'd have been taking the front one off, putting it straight
Yeah,
to
that's sort of what I was thinking. How are you going to get at that rock?
Maybe he thinks he hasn't got last
Take the inside. Take the inside.
Oh, I made it by the garden. Lots of room.
Go.
He's not shot rock.
Hack.
Not completely buried either.
Good hack.
There's another indication of how you can trust the ice. Ed Lukowich asking Dan Petrick for good hack weight and still giving him a couple of feet ice.
No,
He took all of it too.
He sure did, and then some.
no.
I think he's a little warmer than hack weight too.
Don't think he's going to like this one. He's closer to that front guard to the center line than he is the one he was after.
Yeah, not a good shot for Dan Petrick.
I think now they're going to have to do something to get at that.
He just drifted that. You could just see that thing move out of his hand. It happens when you let the out-turn go. Not like you want to. It was just gone right out of his hand.
You can play that center line guard.
Yes, that's.
Oh, you hit that center line guard now. Move up, get it out of there.
Hey, good
Hit
thinking,
and
Scott.
roll.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, with a little bit of luck at
Yeah,
all,
right
he
there.
could be laying two after the shot. Them lawyers, they all have all the angles.
It's clean release by Doug Marks. Looks like he's fine. Just peel that thing off of there. Starting to really move now.
Excellent shot, Dougie.
Hey,
Moved things around a little, didn't he?
and cleared the front a little bit too, besides that.
Thought he might throw peel weight at that.
Take out weight. Just stay there. Take out weight.
John Ferguson with his out turn.
Oh. No. No. Yep. Yep. Shot.
Well, does set up kind of a double there for.
Well,
Mark
double
Johnson.
all right, but I don't know whether he can.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not thinking of the double. He's going to hit
roll.
that front one and roll in for, even if it's second shot, he meant eventually be able to use this.
It's clean. Room. Whoa. Stay close. No. Yep.
Starting to move now.
Whoa. Hurry, quick.
Oh, nice shot.
Sweet.
That is a great shot.
Not
He's
second shot.
Yeah, not second shot, but still.
What does Lukowich do here? Raise his own, come around that one.
Taking a look at it as we watch the replay.
Gonna play this right back. Here. I think we'll go with Peel, eh?
That's a good shot. You know, even if he doesn't get anything
You like
but
out?
the guard out, he'll have a chance for double with his next shot, possibly.
Whoa! Whoa! No, right up.
Pulled that one out a little wide,
not
too,
at all.
and he let her go. Is he going to
No.
get more than that one? No, sir.
Maybe
Yes.
double the back one.
A dandy shot.
He'll take that. If Lukowich can get it all the way out. He's not going to, but
It's going to be third shot. They're going to have to. Could be lying three if they hit that one that's in the top 12.
Out. Yep.
looking good for Mark Johnson this end.
Okay.
Down 1-0. Ed Lukowich playing the fourth end. Mark's got the hammer. It's his third man, Scott Park, throwing his last rock.
It's clean. Whoa. No. Stay close. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. No. No, 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 no. No. Come on, curl.
Oh, that's too bad. He set up a double now up top, and Lukowich could be line 2 now. I think maybe he just overthrew that one a wee bit.
If we throw Peel, if we're going to get much move here or not, eh? What do you think? Quarter rock.
Gotta make sure we got a piece.
Cut about another quarter of an inch, would have missed that back one.
Thought they might just try to throw hack or backboard weight at that to make sure you got the flop behind the corner guard.
Good Peel.
Yeah, he should. That's what I think he wanted to do, but
Going to
it's
get
a
much
little heavy,
move here or
probably.
not. He might ride the line of it.
Lukowich looking for a double here, and if he gets half a rock or less, he probably have a good chance of making one.
Don't go real hard until you hear from us, eh? We need a piece of it first.
Yeah, hurry!
He certainly didn't take all of the broom. Let's see if he's got them both. See if they can hold it straight.
Didn't take him long to holler hurry, too.
No, the Petrick boys jumped it right out of his hand. He threw that in.
So it still gives Johnson a chance at his deuce this end. Lukowich leads here in the fourth end, 1-0 after a steal last end.
If he makes a good shot here, he could have a chance for a 3-ender if he does it right. That one there is very tough to get out that's in there already. Comes around this front one and stays in front of the tee line.
For weight. Got room. Just for weight. Line's good.
He's
Come
all
on
the
now.
way here.
Line's getting tighter. Come on. Hurry. Quick.
Yeah, they better hurry and get it by
Easy.
there.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No, no. Room now. Room. Room.
Lots
Whoa.
of weight.
Oh.
Oh, just barely got by that guard.
No, no.
He's going to be behind the tee line, though. There's only one way Lukowich can go for sure.
He's got to make a freeze in this one.
Go with that, eh? I think we got to go about here, okay?
Yeah, you missed it by not much. I'll
Yeah,
tell
you
ya.
can't get any closer to that guard without hitting it.
Of course, if Lukowich makes a good freeze here, he's going to hold Mark to 1. And
Like 15
Ed's
and a
been
half.
drawing well all week, too.
4.5. Yeah, so we need like 15 and a half, right?
We're talking about the time between hog line to hog line, which is pretty keen at 15 and a half. You can sweep a rock a long ways on this ice.
Big shot for Ed Lukowich. Doesn't make this. Johnson would have a chance at 3.
Nice weight. Yep. Yep. Hurry.
Oh, he's got to get by the guard.
Hurry! Hurry hard! Hurry! Hurry hard! Hurry! 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 Hurry!
Is he by?
Hurry!
Not yet.
Hurry! Hurry hard! Clean.
Yes.
Great brushing.
Whoa, whoa. Sweeping guys, well swept.
Beautiful shot.
Well, Ed appreciates the sweeping of the Smoky Lake Bandits, Steve and Dan Petrick, as they took that out of his hand and got it by the guard.
First to draw for 1.
Mark was a little heavy with that first draw of his, and that forced Ed to have to freeze, and he made a great one.
The great one makes the great one. I want to make too many mistakes against him, or he'll live to regret it. Mark will have to be content with the one if he can get it.
Mark and his team is the second best team all week long. They lost to Kevin Martin's, I think 7-4 on the second draw, and then they were up 2 coming home against Graber last night, and Graber got a big 3-under on him.
4 foot. Clean. Yep. Just for weight. Hurry!
He's not heavy.
Come on! Quick! Quick! Quick!
He's got the good weight.
Right up! Quick!
They gotta
quick,
hurry.
Quick, quick, quick. Hard for line! Hard for line! Quick! 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 Right up! Right up! Quick! 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 Right up! Right up! Right up! Quick! 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 Quick!
Oh, nice shot.
Good brushing right back by Lance Dealey and Doug Marks. So he gets his one in the 4th end. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. Going into the 5th end, this will be the first time this game that Ed Lukowich will have last rock. As we watch the rock just come in here on the replay. Nice shot. So the Ed Lukowich will probably, I think, go right after and on this end. I think if Mark Johnson throws the one up top forward, I think he'll be throwing up a corner guard.
Yes, you got to get, you know, why not try for 2? And you can't. I'm sure Mark's asking for a front rock here.
Just asking for one just tight to the rings.
Well, we have 2 choices here when you're throwing first and you've just counted. You can either go for the steal, and of course we're going to go for the steal, play the front of the house because they can't hit it. That's what he's asked Lance Dealey to do.
Lukowich defeating Terry Lyon of Lethbridge this afternoon in a quarterfinal game. Johnson losing to Kevin Martin.
Now, there's 2 ways of playing it now, too. You can't hit the front one. You can either come around it with your lead or do exactly what Ed Lukowich is doing right now, and he's playing it to the side. He wants it in the rings to force Mark Johnson to hit it. Shot by Steve Petrick. And you want it back, so if they hit and roll, it's back of the 4-foot or back of the 8-foot.
Lance Dealey shooting 97% right now.
Way to go, Lance. Yeah, well, you can never hit 100 now. It's too late, eh? Wide, if any. I don't know if he's going to stay in this. He'd like dearly to stay.
Got a piece of it.
So will Lukowich peel that one?
Well, he has a choice now. He can peel that one, and it looks like he's going right at it. He does have last rock. He would like to hit and roll over to the side because you don't want to cover that center line. And, you know, there's no panic to jump into anything right now. What strategy are you going to use down there if we play you, Wes?
You don't expect me to come right in front of the multitude and tell you our game plan, do you?
I know it anyway.
Tell you what, we're going to meet at Tumbleweeds at 3 in the afternoon on our way to Drayton Valley. Just happens to be on the way for a little psychological team meeting.
In 4 minutes to get on time.
Preparation.
Crazy.
I think your team needs that.
We'll be fine.
Wow. Hit it right on the nose, and Mark's going to come around here. He'd like to steal one.
Soon to be in Gleason. At the detachment there, Doug Marks.
A little bit at the end, I think.
RCMP officer.
It's good.
Know where Gleason is?
Keep the inside.
I think it's south of Calgary, isn't it?
A little east of Calgary.
Towards Strathmore.
Oh, is that right, eh?
About 30 miles.
Nice shot by Doug Marks.
My friend George Gallimore, I almost hate to pass this information on, but I'm going to pass it on before we listen to the thirds and the skips, just in case I forget this. But George Gallimore from Davis and Argyle is responsible for this. We're talking about exactly where Gleason was, in between draws this afternoon, because the gang over there are watching the curling, and we appreciate that very much. Maybe the hockey tonight, but they're watching this afternoon. He said, well, I'm surprised you don't know where Gleason is, because that is a native Canadian establishment down there, Gleason, where Doug Marks is going, and you never see one of their people ever have any gray hair. You know why?
Why?
Here's Gleason.
Yeah,
Farmer.
because that's where they invented Gleason formula.
Oh, boy. It is a long week. Listen to this.
I'll be quiet for another 2 ends
No,
now.
no.
I will.
No, if you have anything more, Wes,
I know my place.
please feel free to contribute.
Bird watching, Grecian formula. I got all the stories you need to know. I don't know what the weather is across the rest of the province, but boy, it's cold in Edmonton.
I don't know. I haven't been out since I got here this morning.
Cold this morning, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was chilly this morning, but I plugged my vehicle in, and hopefully it'll start.
Right, a lot of people had that boost after the last draw.
He's good.
I saw that.
Ken Hunk, he was smart. He left his year, and
He's been here
somebody backed into it.
Still wouldn't start.
Well,
Seen Hunk,
nope.
as I mentioned this afternoon.
No. Stone Dougie.
Bumped into it about 2:30 this morning when it was parked and did $800 worth of improvements right there.
Nice shot.
He doesn't have to lock his back door now. It stays
Heel
locked.
weight, straight back.
It's minus 20 and the wind from the north gusting up to about 20 to 30 clicks today. That's how cold. One thing about that kind of cold weather, you never have trouble finding a picnic table.
No, up. Right up.
Yeah,
Is that what you were doing between games?
I'd look.
Okay. Right.
And Petrick, 92% right now.
He's come on strong in the last couple games. He was the lowest lead through the week. Last 2 games, he's come on second lowest through the week, and he's a better curler than that. Wouldn't be any bird watching today anyway. A little chilly for that.
Yeah, if his girlfriend wanted to watch birds in
Lot
this
of
kind
room,
weather,
lot
he'd
of
be out
room.
there watching birds. I guarantee you that.
Are you trying to tell me you
No
wouldn't-
line yet.
when
No
you were
line.
madly in love, you wouldn't have did that?
No.
Right.
No. Let it go on its own. On its own. Leave it. Shh.
Nice shot. Little tight.
Makes it a little easier for the double.
She's 1-1 here, playing the 5th end, approaching the halfway mark. Ed Lukowich, Mark Johnson, Provincial Men's Curling Championship, the Safeway Select at the Avonair Curling Club. Semi-final action, the winner plays Kevin Martin tomorrow, 2 o'clock, to go to the Briar.
John's a little bit tight on this one. I don't think he's going to get any double.
Maybe come off his own, get in the rings. Pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah.
No, not quite.
Good overhead camera shot, and Scott Park, who is at 83% right now, just going to be throwing another guard up.
Just clean. Leave it long.
Scott was yelling just clean the whole way, and they were scrubbing it really hard.
That's overcut.
It has lost
You
his
tighten the
line.
ice up or what?
He's asking Skiff if he tightened the ice up or what happened to that one.
Well, it was 12 feet lighter than his first one.
Certainly isn't protecting anything right now.
It might give a chance for John Ferguson to hit and roll behind.
Easy. Clean. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, hurry. Hurry. Right up hard, hurry.
Oh,
They waited too long on that one.
You're going to stay in.
it's going to be in the open over there, though.
I was trying to hide behind that far one. Well, they'll take it.
That was good brushing again by the Petrick boys. That's a tough shot there.
Can't see much of it. Maybe a third of the rock. They haven't played many in that spot. But the boys scrape the ice after every draw, so the ice isn't always exactly the same, but it's been pretty uniform all week. No complaints from anybody that I've heard of in the curling, and it's been nice ice to watch on. Great ice for the 3 guard zone.
No, the only sign of any complaints we've had all week long happened on the first afternoon, the Tuesday afternoon. 7 rocks were taken off because of hog line violations, because the critters involved simply weren't ready for the keenness and the quickness of the sliding surface here at the Avonair. But after those infractions were called, no problem the rest of the week.
Yeah, they adjusted very well. I don't think there was one pulled after that first game.
There were, actually. I checked in between games, and the total pulled this week was 9.
Oh, we only had 2 after
2
that.
since then, yeah. Really have to concentrate. It's not really hard to do.
I think 5 or 6 of them were with the Rumsey boys.
Yeah.
5 with the first game.
Yeah.
Ryan Hodge. And I think 3 of them were the skip, and that's tough concentrating for sure. Once you've been called that many times in a game, so he was trying to release it quick, and as a result was starting it and floating it. And definitely struggled.
For 7 games.
Well, he was close on a few games.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Right off.
Boys came ready,
boy.
ready to sweep tonight, didn't they?
He's on the top one, gonna raise it in maybe.
He's
Oh
got it.
boy. I think that's what Scott Park was worried about when he screamed, "Don't even look at it."
He did get it. Gives Lucas a chance to...
Yeah.
Look at this.
I don't know, can we get to it on the out turn?
Just gets by that front one.
With a split. I guess we could if we hair the red. Yeah.
It's going to hair the red.
Was that close to a disaster, eh? He hits that top one. Yeah. Okay, just give you draw weight, you know, we don't want to move it around too much. We're going to tap it up. Yeah.
Could split them too, you know.
That's what he just got in the back of his mind. Actually, what he was mentioning too is third, that if he just gets by that red one, because it's kind of tight, because that out turn will really
Looks
move.
like a lot, John. Yeah.
Had Lukowich, 91% right now.
And he's becoming a little bit stronger every game. He's peaking at the right time.
A lot of weight. No.
I don't know if he's going to get...
Nothing.
It's got to move.
No, right up.
Not
Nothing.
moving. Got to move. It's going to hair the red. Got to hair the red. Is he by?
No.
He haired the red.
No.
Well, how do you like this one?
Run it.
Oh, he didn't quite get it.
Whoa.
He did roll right behind the guard.
That's as close as you can come to making it perfect.
Inch more of it.
Great try by Ed Lukowich.
Well, it turned out pretty good for him, actually. He's in front of the tee line. He's guarded.
Weight was perfect.
Backline weight.
Well, he's given Mark something to think about here.
Well, the way that out turn cuts, he could get by that guard by a couple, 3 inches and still hit it out of the rings. I think they're just going to play it back 8-foot weight. They're just enough to be able to
Just
shot
don't
rock.
freeze.
Yeah,
Freeze. Huh? Nothing else.
Well, we saw this afternoon when it looked like Mark might play a quiet takeout. He just elected to play a freeze and go with his draw weight instead.
Yeah, but it was wide open. He played a freeze on it. To me, he should have been hitting that rock or pushing it back, and he could have been laying 2. Even on this, the way the out turn cuts, I think he could get by without getting too close and push this out.
Well, once again, he's just looks like he's just trying to keep Ed Lukowich, if he can, to the one by freezing to it.
An official walking around with a biter stick. Does he know something we don't? There's an official here walking around with a biter stick. Does he know something we don't?
Yeah, maybe just shaking off the cobwebs. I don't think there'll be any measurement there.
Lots of room. Lot of room. No line. Clean. Come on now.
Here it comes now.
For weight. Still got room on it. Still got room. Right up. Right up. Right up. Quick, 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 quick. Come on. Right up. Right up. Push hard. Push hard. Push hard.
No, not a good shot. Gives Lukowich a chance to, just has to get a little more than full in the 8-foot to get 2 points here. See, the way that rock came, he could have thrown
Yeah, and go a little
less
bit
ice,
more.
a little more weight, pushed that right out of the rings.
Yeah.
4 foot.
Problem with the way he threw it is he got outside by about 6 inches, and you could hear him say no line, so they waited on it for about halfway down, and then they got on
Yeah,
it
well,
too
I
late.
was playing a little extra weight there.
Lukowich is taking lots of ice. He's got about 5 feet of ice.
Well, Mark got outside with his. Once it started to move with that 8-foot weight, it really moved, so this should too. Pretty consistent right across the sheet.
One thing, the ice did hold up very well. We got to give credit to Timmy Yo and his crew for making really good ice for spectators to watch on. And
Easy. Nice weight. Nice weight. Yeah. Clean. Whoa.
He liked the weight, and he's certainly far enough out there. That's it. He's all the way there.
Clean.
That's got lots of weight, is right. Is it going to grind on him? In time? Is it going to grind?
Touching
Gonna
edge.
stop? Guess it did.
it's 2 under for Lukowich.
He's done that a bunch of times. The curlers that are here, Ed Lukowich, Mark Johnson too, Kevin Martin, we've seen them time and time again if they have to draw the button.
Yeah,
They seem to have it in their back pocket.
There were some great draws made this week and great freezes, and you know, the ice is they have so much confidence in their shots that they like the ice, and they have made great shots.
So the first 2-ender, first breakthrough in this game really, comes on the 5th end. Mark Johnson comes up light on an attempted freeze. Light, he was in the 8-foot circle, but that's all that Ed Lukowich needed. And with the 4-foot T-line weight in his back pocket, he makes his last rock good. Pickup 2, leads 3-1 over Mark Johnson at the end of 5 ends. Jackie Ray has gone down to ice level, so let's go down and hear what she has to say.
I have Doug Marks with me here, the second man for Mark Johnson. I was really worried on Mark's first one that you might chip that one into the rings. Lukowich has just barely missed it.
Yeah, we were worried about that too. That was the danger of playing that shot. That's probably why Mark was taking time thinking about it and considering the draw. He threw it well. He just got a little excited and got us on it right away, and fortunately it came over and chipped it out, so we dodged a bullet there.
After 5 ends, down 2 now, I think we'll probably see the Johnson team getting a bit more aggressive in the latter half.
We're going to try. The ice is a little straighter than it has been, so it's going to make it a little tougher. But we don't have much choice. We got to get a deuce back here pretty quick, or we're in trouble.
Well, good luck on getting that deuce back.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks very much. That's Doug Marks, second for Mark Johnson. And Steve Petrick get in here, as Wes calls him, the resident dentist from Calgary. And there is more than one dentist in Calgary, I think, isn't there?
Oh, I believe so.
That was a bonus end for you. You were in a little trouble earlier on, but then came away with the deuce.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to turn it around, 1 shot or so, and that's that.
You're the quiet brother. Dan, it's so funny to watch. He is so intense, and you just quietly go about your business. Was that the way at home growing up?
Well, I don't think we'd be playing on this team if both of us were like Dan.
That's true. It's funny watching that draw of Luke's come in, that second one. He's talking to that rock the whole time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, both of us are. It's just that everybody hears his voice, I guess.
All in all, you've been there. You were there a year before. Do you think that helps a team when you've just been a year off and you know what it feels like to go to a Labatt Brier? You have that taste and you know what you're shooting for, whereas a Mark Johnson team who's never been doesn't know quite what they're aiming for?
Well, okay, yes, we know what we're in for. The other guys, though, I mean, Scott and Doug are accomplished juniors. I remember playing Doug at Canadian Juniors in '82 when he skipped the Saskatchewan ring. So they've got a flavor for it.
All right. Well, good luck the rest of the way. It's been fun to watch.
Thanks.
All right. Steve Petrick, the lead for Ed Lukowich. And we got a great game happening here. And you know Johnson's going to mix it up. He wants to get a deuce right back. The score is 3-1 for Ed Lukowich after 5 ends. We'll be back with 6-end action here at the Avonair Curling Club in just a moment. The 1995 Safeway Select Provincial Men's Curling Championship is brought to you by CFCW. There's nothing quite like a West Montgomery morning. There's also nothing quite like Wes using a push broom, but we won't get into that now. For fun, for laughs, it's a Wes Montgomery morning, only on Edmonton Oilers Radio, 790 CFCW. The Edmonton Journal. It's easy to see why 8 out of 10 Edmonton Daily newspaper readers read the Journal. We deliver right to their homes 7 days a week. The Edmonton Journal delivers local and international news, business and sports stories, and features that make every day special. Alberta Treasury Branches. Like you, Alberta Treasury Branches is 100% Albertan, understanding your financial needs, providing you a full range of banking services with the trust of ATB service, 100% guaranteed. The NACA, a curling tradition since 1918. Our mission, to develop and promote curling. Phone us at 440-4270 for all your curling needs. Educational material, learn to curl clinics, instructor courses, ice schools, junior rocks, and much, much more. Safeway. At Safeway, we're proud to present the 1995 Alberta Men's Curling Championships, live from the Avonair Curling Club in Edmonton. Shaw Cable, pleased to bring you daily live coverage of one of Alberta's premier sporting events. Shaw Cable, dedicated to service, the community, and you.
Hi Red Deer, hi Beaver Lodge, hi Calgary, hi Hinton, hi Fort McMurray, sorry about the spelling, hi Medicine Hat, hi Grand Prairie, hi Wetaskiwin, hi sunny downtown Millet.
Hey, that's just some of the places that are picking up this satellite from Edmonton. And they're back in action here after good interviews. You know that second man looks like an RCMP. He's got that look in his eye.
He does.
I said that earlier in the week, that he looks like an RCMP. I warned him down in Gleason. Look out, he's coming.
When I worked at Q91 in Drumheller, I remember I was #1 in Gleason, my afternoon drive show. Of course, an afternoon drive show in Drumheller and Gleason lasts about 5 minutes, so...
All 6 people listen to you.
All 6 people.
Well, it's interesting interviews again, as usual. Jack talking to old motor mouth Steve Petrick there. But you need a combination. Talking about the brotherhood there with one of them does all the talking and the other one's a quiet one. They both can't do all the talking. It's got to be a lot like our crew. Hector, you and I, the quiet one, the listeners, and our Dan Petrick, of course, is Jackie Ray. So got to have that mix, don't you?
Wow, it seems like that works pretty near perfect.
Well, and I think he's right, too. If there were 2 Dan Petricks on the front end, they'd probably murder each other. And Steve's the quiet one, just goes about his business, and Dan's a very intense curler. And
well, you know, when you're playing competitive in any sports, I think everybody has a different way of showing it. And Steve, in his own way, is just as competitive as Dan, but doesn't release the feeling quite the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, but didn't get the attention of the officials.
Okay, watch this here. He does release it just before Steve Petrick.
Clearly released is what they have to do. And he, on that shot, a good shot by our cameraman too, had clearly released the stone.
If they do what I told them 10 years ago, you get, you know, like they do in tennis. You know, they got a line that there's a red light goes on, or in bowling, do the same thing, and a buzzer goes.
Or no, you get zapped.
Or you get zapped, and they can't use that hand again.
I can't believe they didn't listen to you.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. Well, that would put a lot of people out of work, eh? Like all these hog line judges.
Yeah, they're really excited about their work, aren't they? I think. The headsets on, I think they're listening to some country music.
Yeah, he'll wait.
Well, I think if they do so many hours on the outside, they get moved up and they stay inside the building to watch.
Okay.
As we said, we had 9 hogline violations earlier this week. And we did have, on one of the hogline ones where a rock was removed, we did have a camera shot at it, but the camera angle wasn't fair. We weren't right at the hogline, so it looked like he had released it, but that was a great camera angle.
Ed Lukowich up 2, playing the 6th end. Mark Johnson's got the hammer. She's a 3-1 ball game here. Semifinal action, Provincial Men's Curling Championship at the Avonair in Edmonton. The Safeway Select, the winner of this one tonight, sudden death. I like that, sudden death. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, Kevin Martin.
Now, this is sudden death, too. The loser of this one was home.
Doug Marks, 88% right now.
Rope. Line's good.
Throwing the intern come around to lie 2.
Whoa.
Though there won't be shot.
Oh, got room. Lot of room. Lot of room. Lot of room. Lot of room.
Hard.
Good shot.
Well, he's got potential going for him here. He's got 2 red ones in, although they are second and third shot.
Little action here.
Looks like Diane Alexander behind there just a pacing.
Yeah, and Scott Park's mom sitting right next to her. Pretty stressful to watch family members watch. As a competitive curler, I think I know what my family goes through. I always remember watching my mom in seniors when she still lived in the city here, and very stressful.
I went through that with my 2 boys curling in juniors, and it was more stressful for them actually than me, because I was going to kill them if they didn't do what they were supposed to. And of course, Stanley was the worst one. You know, we'd be at home and we'd go through with our board telling exactly what we're supposed to do, and of course he forgot it as soon as he got on the ice. And,
no, he probably forgot it as you were telling him.
Yeah, probably forgot it.
Line's good. Room.
I know my mom's probably watching tonight. Every time I show up at camera, so
Whoa, guys.
Wes,
Whoa,
why don't you comb
room,
your hair?
Room.
Pretty stressful right there.
Sure, you got hair to comb.
That's the same mom that says you should be nicer to me, isn't it?
Okay.
No, she likes you too. That's right too.
Shot.
Likes Hector. My daughter Terry Lynn's birthday. Happy birthday, Terry. And I was mentioned this afternoon, it's ironic that 34 years ago today, this night, you were curling in Wainwright. I was covering your curling. You were in the Northern Playdowns on your way to the World Championship. I was in Lloydminster, boys sportscaster, covering the action. My first wife, only my first, said, go ahead. I will not have this child till you return.
Were you the guy that
I wasn't hardly out of town, and she had the child. And her name was Terry Lynn. I wanted to call her Hector.
Were you the guy that was pestering me for an interview? There was a little guy around there trying to get an interview.
I was the guy that you invited to your hotel room after and hustled me my expense money and crib and gin rummy. That was the guy.
Hey, that's how I got home. I knew I didn't have any money left.
Right here.
That was quite a deal. He used to be on 2 sides at once in the Northern, and he played. I think we played 8 or 9 games in that. Stayed at the barracks. The barracks and not the police barracks, the army barracks. Yeah.
Be honest now. You did stay. You stayed at the barracks, but it was a barracks bar you stayed at.
No.
Scott
Watch
Park.
it now. Yep. Hard. Hard.
They wanted too deep. Whoa.
Shot.
Well, he's trying to get more than.
Making his move, isn't he?
Yes, he's got 2 of them there that they can't do much about. Ed's going to look this one over closely, talk it over with his team.
Little team consultation here.
Could get both in the field. Hit what you can see. You just got him, eh? Or a little less than what you can see, eh? Okay. I think that's the right shot. Or you see that freeze in there and just move. Been able to look at it? You know, just freeze in there and move them. If you happen to rub, you know, you come sort of, you know, into the rings anyway. But you know that might be just to see this. Might be able to get him, eh? If you hit it thin, eh? Do you want to just play that straight freeze?
That's sort of why I was wondering why they were wanting to sweep that one so deep. You leave this about a foot up, and he has nothing to freeze to.
Makes a good freeze here, and he gets right out of this end.
Yeah, you bet.
I got one. If he doesn't make the freeze here, he might not get out of the end.
Well,
how about that for the other side?
Thank you very much, Wes. That's good.
I think cobweb set in.
John Ferguson, 85% right now.
Yeah, hurry!
He's hanging out there a little bit.
Lots of weight.
Right up, never. Right up. Nothing. Right up. Not at all.
He's going to bounce off, I think.
Oh, not a good shot.
Wes was right.
Well, he still is laying 2, and it's not an easy double.
I don't think there is a double. I think he's just going to hit in front of that stone that's sitting in the back 4-foot.
What's that? You want to play a bump? Tap back. Back here. Back here.
Let's see how close that weight is to there.
Scott Part at 78% right now.
Yep. Hurry! Hard!
He's not outside.
Hurry! Hard! Hurry! Hard!
Really coming on him.
Hurry!
Not a whole bunch of weight.
Hard! Hard! Roll it all the way. Roll it all the way.
Oh,
Okay.
great brushing by Lance Dealey and Doug Marks, but didn't quite get the flop he wanted.
Hit it there enough to get them all.
Well, you can't get much of a flop here.
Might stay
Hit
here,
on
eh?
the back one. Well, he was right to the exact weight that,
you bet.
they wanted.
Mark Johnson working hard, trying to get back. He's not out of this game, but trying to get back even. He's down 2 playing the 6th end. He's got the hammer. He's taking a lot of chances here on this 6th end, trying to get a pair, at least.
He'll wait.
Ed thinks he can get them all.
Wow, and he did these kind of shots lots of times.
Yeah, if anybody can. It's Lukowich, who's shooting 90% right now in this semifinal game.
He thinks he's got to get it awful thin, but that's what he's playing.
Well, except for
Probably
Kevin
the
Martin,
best shot he's trying to
Ed
loosen
Lukowich
that
is
up.
the right guy to have throwing it.
Okay. Just clean out of my hand.
All right, let's see how Edward makes out. Attempted triple. Got to hit that shot thin.
Oh, what a shot. He didn't get the triple, but he did a
Back
dandy
one.
shot.
Kills a pair.
Yeah,
Kills a pair, but Mark Johnson wants to try and do it right back. He wants to
Or tap it,
get a deuce here.
bump this back to here so we have room for the next one.
Just going to try to run a double if we could do that.
Yeah. Okay. Freeze?
Yeah.
Don't think you see too many 48-year-old skips being able to throw that kind of weight, control it like Ed Lukowich.
I couldn't throw that hard when I was 28.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? And you certainly weighed a little bit more than Ed Lukowich, so that's kind of amazing right there.
Hey, a little less there, Scott, I think. Starting to straighten out again.
Mark Johnson throwing the intern freeze. He's at 73% after 5 ends.
Playing a freeze, but he should really be moving this one back enough that he might count it a little later.
Oh,
He is laying
Lane.
second shot.
line's good. Yep. Whoa.
He's all the way
Whoa.
here.
Whoa. Yep. Yes.
Oh, it's grabbed. It really grabbed. It really picked something up there. That's the first one we've seen on this sheet of any consequence since we started last Tuesday.
Or that raise, eh?
That
The
really
only thing we
grabbed.
might want to do is come in here, eh?
It didn't take off. It just slowed right down into a sudden stop.
No, I think we just got to play the guard.
Quite a break for Ed Lukowich.
Straight guard. For him to make this, he's not in the rings, I don't think. Not quite, eh? He makes that, he's not quite in the rings, eh? Because you look at it, if he drills it, he's probably not in the rings. He's going to roll, though. He might bite in, who knows. Okay, well, let's just play. Let's just play the guard. If I'm coming in or something, we got to do something to bring. Yeah. What do you think we're gonna need for ice? Out there? Okay. Well, the ice is straightened a little bit, you know.
As Ed Lukowich is going down to shoot his rock, we're going to look at that rock and see if it was actually did catch something big or maybe it was misjudged. Let's have a look.
It caught something.
Yeah.
Because they're keeping it clean, too.
Oh, he had lots of weight right here. Now they, they know
it just looks like a ton of ice because the ice is straight.
Yeah, you could see right where it grabbed.
Before, eh?
Gravel.
It's amazing what it caught because it didn't take a move or anything.
I think go hair tighter.
Yeah. Put the brakes on.
And they were sweeping it all the way.
Well, they were right on top of it. It's not like they weren't paying attention.
Well,
tough break for Mark Johnson.
The consolation is he's got the last rock.
Yeah.
Gonna need it now.
Like 2 feet in front of the range or so.
Just to get out of here.
Listen to John at the end. Just clean. Just clean. Easy, a lot of weight. No, right up, right up.
He's got lots of weight.
No, never.
He's heavy.
Ton of weight. No, up. No.
Now it's grabbing.
No. Nothing.
Definitely not the 2 feet in front of the rings like he wanted.
No.
He could be setting up. Mark Johnson might have a chance at a mere triple for 3.
Yeah, well, it's there. It's there.
And he hasn't got much of a choice of throwing.
Posts. No, try to take the back one too, maybe even, eh?
You got it, Mark.
Not a good shot by Lukowich. He didn't want to be in the rings at all.
A little less. Less. Yeah.
And with his 90%, we'll see what statistician Tracy Telford, if he's going to be easy on Luke on that one or mean.
No, normal weight.
Wait's all right if he's
Normal
behind the
weight.
front one a little bit, but not out there in the
Trying
open.
to get 3 if we get lucky.
Well, you got one coming, Mark. Off your first shot, which inexplicably picked up something. Front of the house, ground to a halt. Let's see how he does. Away he comes with the big out turn. Lance Steely and Doug Marks are on it. I think he's close. Look out, Mouse. See how he does. Bingo, bango,
Yes.
gets 2.
Gets 2.
Nice shot. by
All
Mark
right.
Johnson. Way to come back off adversity.
That'll make the team feel better for sure. It's all tied up at 3 apiece. The 7th end is coming at you right after this. The 1995 Safeway Select Provincial Men's Curling Championship is brought to you by Sky Reach Equipment. In the Old West, reach for the sky meant trouble. Today, however, we ask you, how high do you want to go? Our aerial work platforms allow easy and safe access to the unreachable. Phone Sky Reach Equipment with offices in Edmonton, Calgary, Grand Prairie, Vancouver, London, and Toronto. Ford of Canada. As a proud sponsor of the Alberta Men's Curling Championship, Ford of Canada extends best wishes for an exciting competition, together with an invitation to visit your dealer to see the all-new 95 Explorer, North America's best-selling sport utility vehicle. Quality Color Press Incorporated. With the most advanced sheet-fed multicolor equipment in the province, we believe in quality and service at competitive prices. At Quality, the customer is king. We go that extra distance for you. Quality Color Press Incorporated, where people make the difference.
Olson Curling. Quality products by All Canada Curling, Pace Setter, and the Hammer Brush are just a few of the equipment lines available at Olson Curling. We invite you to visit our store and discover why thousands of curlers from around the world have counted on Olson Curling for their equipment needs since 1934.
And welcome back. We're going to show you a replay of that double that Mark Johnson just made to get his deuce this end. And as you can see, great shot, gets him right back in the game, ties it right up. And I'm here all by myself right now. Hector Gervais and Wes Montgomery have gone to touch up their makeup. So this is my show now, and I'm going to run it. This is the Safeway Select Provincial Men's Curling Championship semifinal game. The winner of this will meet Kevin Martin tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We will be bringing you that game live as well, right across the province. This is the 7th end. Ed Lukowich has last rock this end.
Peel.
I'm so lonesome I could cry. Oh, and there's my hero, Wes Montgomery. Oh, he's got lipstick on.
Clean. Oh.
Steve Petrick going for the peel on this one. Do you guys always go to the washroom together?
We wanted to try it out. We see the ladies doing this all the time. Actually, Wes went to straighten out his makeup.
Yes.
Guard.
Kind of interesting. Lukowich.
I'm surprised you missed this.
I did. I was just noticing the both ends, Lukowich 5th end and the 7th end, when Johnson threw up the center guard, he went to the side and then Johnson hit and rolled out, and he peeled the front. He's very conservative in that way. Most of the teams this week I've been noticing have just gone right after it. They've been coming around that center guard.
Well, actually, so good a draw. You need a tight guard to start with, and then you can bury right behind one as a foot in front of the house. Look, even though he did give up a 2-ender, you're still kind of in control when you have last rock, and maybe he figured these guards are too long to come around.
I didn't notice you in the men's washroom, but I noticed her name on the wall with 5 stars beside it.
No. Clean. Shot.
Better cut Terry Morris off in the lounge here. He enjoyed your singing. I cut him off.
So is Mary Lynn.
She wasn't clapping.
Okay, Doug Marks.
Well, they wouldn't dare call him on a violation. They'd be in trouble.
A lot of room.
I've always, through my life of curling and driving and speeding, I could always talk my way out of it with a city police person, but an RCMP you never can talk out of it.
It was a long time ago when you used to be able to talk your way out of those situations. They don't listen too good anymore.
Stay.
So I stay right at the speed limit.
Talk to my computer.
What does that mean?
Not that we speed anymore.
You got a car with a computer in it?
Clean.
They do.
Oh.
They do.
Oh.
Okay. Phew.
Clean. Clean, yep.
Well, they got to play exactly where Lukowich wants it, in the rings.
Yeah. But if Johnson noses this one, it's going to be just in front of the rings where Johnson wants it.
Found a big 2 for after his first rock, grabbed something and then made a nice double. His last one was.
It sure was.
Yeah. Lukowich made a little bit of a blunder there. If he'd put a long guard, he'd have probably stole one there.
And it was a big shot too, because I noticed down at the 5th end break, and then also the reaction when Mark's first one, the 6th end, picked up. It seemed like a little frustration was setting in on the Johnson team. So I don't think if they had got that right back.
4 inches, about 8 inches.
Well, they lost the game this afternoon. They didn't win.
Okay.
And Lukowich won his game this afternoon. He's on a more positive note when he comes to this. And, you're still playing the Alberta champion. Lukowich is the Alberta champion last year.
You got to beat him.
Got to beat him.
Hey!
You might not want to hit this one dead on, or he might come around it.
Yep. So that's what Mark Johnson wanted. Gives him a chance to come around, possibly steal one, or force Lukowich to take one this end.
You just don't make last rocks when you're skipping. You got to read ice, give the proper ice to your players, and that's a job in itself.
Hard! Hard! There's not a lot of room. Whoa. Just clean. Okay, clean. Just clean. Whoa, off. Not a lot of room there.
Looked like a couple of inches there, an inch and a half.
Well, he was yelling, and Scott Park was yelling lots of room, but I think Mark thought Scott was a little tight to the stick.
He was. Ain't change and a half. Good call by the skip. I like the skip's call.
Thing is, it brought it back a little bit back behind the tee line, and if Lukowich is
better than wrecking on the front one, okay?
Yo, you bet.
Yeah.
It's starting to come alive
Good
again
line.
here. Don't try and run anything by me till the end of the game.
Lot of rim. Lot of rim.
What's his last name? Wes who?
Line.
Oh, he's got lots of room in this one, I'll tell you.
Line.
That's a 15-second rock.
Yeah. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Which should bring him to the tee line. Just in front.
Not a real good shot. Nice weight.
Nice
but,
call.
Yeah.
Amazing what a little walk to the washroom will do for one's mind.
It woke him up. I can't believe it.
He did have his head under the tap.
Time out. Time out. Time out.
Mark
the
Johnson,
timeout.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
gets to
timeout.
call 2 timeouts in one game. And it's probably a good call. He only has 22 minutes left on the clock and 3 ends to go after this one.
Not much choice. You'd think he'd have to move that one out of the rings.
I think it's just throw about a hack weight at it.
Yeah.
Put it here.
Puts it there, and they put another guard on it. He might
Then he's
never
got that. Huh?
I think you got to hit and roll. You don't want to give Lukowich a chance for a
Well,
deuce
no,
this
we
end.
can make it hit and roll.
Well, actually puts a longer guard, I suppose.
Yeah.
His shot rock.
What do you
He
think?
doesn't have last rock.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're
I don't
going to
know.
play a guard on it. Maybe come in for third shot or freeze to it. An angle. Now they decide they're going to hit it.
It's probably the safer shot for the time being.
Yeah, I like that shot better.
Yeah.
You like that, John?
Well,
I wouldn't be throwing
Yeah.
normal weight at it, though.
hack weight.
Thank you.
I'd like to get about a 10-inch roll over in front of that one and still be partially guarding it.
Hack weight.
And behind the glass upstairs here at the
Nice crowd.
Avonair.
You're all under arrest.
There's Tracy Telford.
Hey, he's supposed to be selling souvenirs. What's he doing
Yeah,
watching?
he had a lot of laughs
He's
tonight,
the
didn't he?
statistician. And there we are.
Got his game face on. Hi, Mark Johnson with a quiet in-turn takeout. He's trying to hit that one of Ed Lukowich's and possibly get a little inside roll.
Off. Right off.
He's close.
He is.
He could be perfect.
Hard.
Nice
Oh.
shot. Didn't quite move.
Yeah, had a little more than hack weight, or else it would have moved real nice for him.
Well, it does give Lukowich a chance for a double, and I'm sure he's going to be trying it.
And if it doesn't, well, then at least we still stay, eh? You know, headway. If it goes tight, we got the double too, eh? Hairless. Hairless, yep.
Well, if you're playing competitive curling, you're not really having lots and lots of fun. As you can see, there's not too many smiles on the faces, but there's lots of rewards if things work right for you.
Notice on this keen
Which way you
ice
playing it, Ferg? I like it straight back.
that yeah, whoa rock, and then a long yeah doesn't quite curl as much as the other way around. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Well, you've had a lot of years to hear that because...
keeping statistics. Yeah. All right, Ed Lukowich. A tough shot. Thinks he could double these things out of there.
It's a Yahoo, forget it. Right
Well, he's got big weight too, hasn't he? He's close to the big double.
No.
Nope.
Ooh, jams it in behind.
Okay, this.
A lot of weight.
Didn't like that. I thought he'd get it the other way.
It rolls out of the rings.
Yeah. Is it out,
Maybe.
Scott Parks?
Don't matter. They're not going to throw at it anyway.
Alright,
He threw a lot of weight at that rock.
Spider up. If that's out.
You have to stay in the 8-foot somewhere to force.
Just a corner
Mark
around.
to hit it.
Little break here for Mark Johnson.
Yeah, it sure was. He could come away stealing one this end.
Close to the button there, or the S. S doesn't mean south.
Hello,
it means
left,
safely.
Scott.
Might mean Superman.
Hey, he does. He had a red cape, didn't he?
Maybe he froze his ass off there at center right.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's cold.
Less yet. Less.
I think the youngest person on this cruise should go and start the other fellow's cars.
Oh, no.
Hector, I had it in the back of my mind to bring it up.
We'll discuss that after this shot by Mark Johnson. My car is a mile away. You guys get to park right out front.
If you warm mine up, I'll drive you your car.
We're the best looking, that's why. Looks like a great looking shot by Mike Johnson if it jerks a little.
It's got to move for him.
If you can freeze
Oh.
Well,
Did he set up a double?
I don't think so. I think he's...
Lukowich will have to skin by that yellow one to make a double, and he's going to try it.
No, we got to go to the top.
He has no choice, I guess.
Go over the...
He's got to hit it on the outside like he did the last time and hope that he can squeeze them both out.
Should have probably been on that one just a little earlier to get it a little tighter. Might have moved a little more behind the guard, maybe.
Mark Johnson's over looking at the Yellowstone, seeing if it happens to be a biter. Might come into play yet. What say you, Eagle Eye Hector?
Gotta make sure we got contact first, okay? With
Anybody can make these doubles. It's Ed Lukowich.
Just got to get to the center line or a hair slight of the center line or a hair away from the center line. Eh?
First things first, says Ed. We got to make contact first. They'll give up one. It won't be a disaster. He doesn't want to, but... really threw a haymaker his last one down there, and almost the identical same place. Out he comes. Second haymaker in a row. He has made contact. Contact has been made. Has he got two?
Yes.
What a great shot by Ed Lukowich.
Nice shot.
Nothing to it.
He obviously thinks he does not have a biter, but I think they're going to measure it.
And that's a good call by Scott Park. Might as well make sure, because if it is in, they would love to get Lukowich only one here in the 7th end. And here's the replay. Hit it just perfect. And as
Throwing our ice makers in Waytrack and Ab Martin, that's not in.
better not be at least.
They told me the circles were perfect.
Well, from that angle, there's no contest. Whoop, from that angle.
No, not in.
No, it is out, as the official indicated by pushing it away. So
They had the long measure there, too.
Abs and
So the great shot making continues here at the Avonair Curling Club. A spectacular double by Ed Lukowich, following a spectacular double on the 6th end by Mark Johnson. And as a result, it's still 3-3 after 7 ends of play.
And now it's time for our spectacular trivia time.
I'm out of this. I withdraw.
You can't withdraw. You here. This is multiple choice. Curling was first played in Japan in what year?
And who is the first skip from Canada to be there?
Oh, boy.
Don't think it was Fred Story or Ray Werner.
I'm going to say in 1946. I don't know why, but that's what
46?
That was just after the war.
Yeah, well, see, they had to do something else for excitement. The war was over.
1972.
Oh, boy. I'm going to have to go with 1952 then. I don't want to agree with you guys.
No. Okay, there it is, Ken. And I just threw it in so you wouldn't be upset.
None of us are right.
Good. Good. I don't want to ever be right in this trivia. I don't want to ever be right in this trivia. I don't want to win this trivia.
Oh, you're not.
Black mark.
Oh, you can't win now.
On my reputation.
1918. Boy, I was going to say that too.
I wonder where he's getting this.
It was one curler with a jam pail and some sweet and sour spare ribs out in the backyard.
What year was he sitting there?
1918.
There was an earthquake and the rock came down the ice and stopped right in some place right by a house.
Steve Petrick throws it right where Luke wanted.
Well, you can't get it any closer. Tied 3-3 coming in the 8th end. 2 2-enders and 2 1-enders.
Yeah, the noose is tightening here on both of these teams. 3 ends to play in regulation. 3-3 is the score.
Meanwhile, Kevin Martin and his team sitting at home relaxing, watching the television and waiting to see who they play tomorrow, as is Russ Howard doing the same thing in Ontario tonight. Oh, great. Here's the standings, Wes.
I think I'm ahead.
Oh!
You know,
Wes, you're 0 for 8.
this would be, winning this trivia contest would be like beating Venus de Milo in a wrist twisting contest. How about that?
Who's Venus de Milo?
She had no arms. Who's Venus de Milo?
You might have won, Wes, on that one. Yeah.
I'm supposed to know who Venus de Milo is?
No, not you. You don't even know the words to Zippity Doo Dah.
No wonder that he knew that name, because that was in 1918 that she lost her arms.
Doug Marks.
Tell you what, the thing is, I can see why you guys get excited, because you win the trivia contest, you get a guest appearance on John Short Live.
Kidding.
I choked you up a little there, didn't I?
Doug Marks at 89% right now.
I think I'm doing pretty good. I got 2 out of 8. That's what, 25%?
Yeah.
Exactly what I got in my school when I went to school.
And exactly what Wes shot when he played for you in the city playdowns.
Oh, no, he wasn't that good. I never seen so many rocks in play in my life. You know, I partner tripped every end trying to jump over them to shoot.
You know, the way you're treating me tonight, Hector, old pal, ex-skip, obviously. I'm glad I wrote what I did about you tomorrow in the Sun.
Oh, I shouldn't have. Oh, it's too late. You would have wrote it anyway, so.
Dan Petrick peels it away. It's all tied up here in the 8th end. Lukowich has last rock. Mark Johnson had a golden opportunity last end, but that intern just didn't work for him around that guard, or else he could have maybe stole one last end, or at least forced Lukowich to one.
You know, going by the clock, there's a little over 18 minutes left for Doug Johnson. It takes about 7 minutes per end, and you know, he's going to be tight.
Doug Johnson, that's Mark Johnson's brother?
Yeah.
His evil twin?
He wasn't a cop.
He's got a bad knee.
It's a long week, you know, so I slip up and make a mistake on a lousy first
It's God's way of punishing you for picking on him. That's as simple as that.
Well, Lucas is quite happy to keep peeling here. He doesn't care as long as he'll keep blinking right to the 10th end and then take his one.
Heard of the Birdman from Alcatraz. Here's the bird watcher from Smoky Lake. Dan Petrick, he may get a little fresh air. No, he got it.
Ooh.
No problem. Never any doubt.
I thought maybe that end when Lukowich drew to the side after Johnson threw up the center guard, that Johnson might come around instead of hitting that side one.
Well, you know, he was all tied up. He doesn't really have to gamble yet. And, of course, if he comes a little better with his last rock, Lukowich wouldn't have been able to make that fantastic double that he did. Or if he's even a foot and a half further in, he'll be froze solid to his own. They couldn't make the double.
%82% for Scott Park right now as he throws up that center guard.
Yep. Play.
Don't forget, volunteers, help put up these stands tomorrow night around, I'd say 5 o'clock. We're going to need you back here if you're not here tonight. We need lots of help. You're going to come. You're going to bring your crescent wrench and help us out. It's going to be pretty dull Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday after this week.
Do you think that the Oilers are sitting at home watching this game tonight, using it to get ready for tomorrow night's hockey game? Inspire them?
I'm sure they are.
There's a lot of them that probably curled in their younger days and juniors.
I don't think so. I don't think there's time to play hockey and curl.
Come on.
Well, Parker played football and curled.
Okay.
That was a summer-winter sport.
Okay, so you got to bring that up.
Oh, picky.
Yeah.
Can't say anything anymore. Get away with it.
No. She used to be nice and quiet. Never interrupt or anything like that.
Well, 5 days in a row with you two. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little edgy.
Hey!
No turn with John Ferguson trying to peel that off. He's close to nosing it. So you're going to roll it. Gets a roll. Gets it off to the side. Good enough.
Hard to say where to put the broom right now.
The 8-10, you should know by now.
Yeah, Mark Johnson seems to be just having a little trouble maybe reading this ice.
He's convinced that it's straightening out. I mean, he's mentioned that a couple of times. You asked him about it, yet his opposition this afternoon, Kevin Martin, said, well, you know,
broom again, Doug?
Not that I noticed too much, maybe an inch.
Broom there?
Well, you know, there's it's cold out. There's less people out there. There's no more sheets being used, so it might tighten up a little bit, but you have to adjust to that. And I'm sure.
Got to be an adjuster, right?
Yeah. Yeah, ice doesn't stay exactly the same all the
They
time.
wrote a song about it. Remember the adjuster song?
No.
I think Ken Hunka needs it for his car.
Adjuster song at Twilight. Remember that?
Before my time.
Oh, no.
That was when they used to show it on radio.
Plane.
All right, Mark's trying to bury this. He's got lots of weight.
Heavy. All right.
Got lots of weight.
Oh, boy, he got lots of weight.
He's not even going to stay in the rings, is he?
This is kind of an unusual shot here.
Plus, they were sweeping it. I wonder what was going on here.
Yeah, what happened there?
About there?
My trained eye says it certainly hasn't got any keener.
And Ned Lukowich is giving quite a bit more ice, actually, than Mark Johnson just gave.
Well, Mark was heavy on his rock. Ed wants to throw just enough he wants to stay in front of the tee line. He wants to be buried, and he wants to
no split,
have a chance for more than one.
Is it a tough split?
Impossible split, Ed.
Okay.
Quit dreaming, Ed. Well, that was really heavy by Mark because I mean that wasn't sweeping error or anything like that. That was in the hack when he let it go, or close to it. Well, let's see if Ed can take advantage. He's going to try to do what Mark Johnson didn't.
86% for Lukowich right now.
Nice weight. Easy. Easy.
It'd take a little more ice.
Yeah, he likes it so far. It's moving now. Did they leave it too late?
Oh, no, he's by the guard. You better hurry it. I don't know if it's buried or not. I think it's about a third open or a quarter open. Not much open.
It's enough showing for Mark to pick it out and roll into the center of the rings. Is that one that they had to wait, or could they have not gotten on that halfway down?
I think you're right on that one, yes.
Well, you know, humans are throwing these things and humans are sweeping them. And, of course, as long as that happens, there's going to be mistakes, thank God. And, you know, Mark made one when he was a little heavy on his draw, and these boys should have been on it a little more. And it's supposed to be up to the front end to be sweeping and judging, and they make mistakes.
Johnson is 75.
Got to be a mistake, or I wouldn't be here. That's what my dad kept telling me all the time. That was a mistake.
That was a big mistake. Well, he hasn't got much to work with here. He's got to get by the guard. He's got to get by it fairly close.
I think he's all right. Got to move a little bit.
Oh, just
hold your breath. Oh, he got her up.
You could hear the desperation in his scream that it was a little serious as we watched the replay here.
I'd say we go about, we can almost go like good hack weight, eh? Right?
Lukowich is going to try to drive it on to the...
I don't mind it. Even if we get one, it's not the worst thing, you know.
He's right there, isn't he?
Now, he has a chance to push
I don't know how hard we got to throw it, eh?
Wants to hit that front one. Drive the front one onto the side one and roll in is what he wants to do.
Yep, sure does.
I think we just need nice hack weight. That's it. Oh, for sure. Just got to hit it on that one.
And like he says, if they do pick up one, it's not the end of the world either.
Half a rock. Yeah, half a rock.
And he said if they do get one, it's not the end of the world. He's still going to be one up going in the ninth end.
Time clock ticks on.
Well, Johnson is nip and tuck on their time.
You bet. He's run tight a couple of games. Lukowich was actually down to just 30 seconds left in a game a couple of nights ago. Or was that a couple of years ago?
I've been enjoying myself. I feel fresh as daisy, like it was the first game. Looking forward to tomorrow's game already. Be ready.
Are you working tomorrow too?
Me? Oh, you mean on this telecast?
Yeah.
You mean I'm not invited back?
Yes, you are. We would love to have you join us.
No, right
All
on.
right, this is a spectacular shot. Ed's set this out wide, though, I think.
I don't think he's going to...
I don't know whether he was just being sure or...
We're just going to miss it all and blank
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, wasn't a very good effort. Maybe his heart and soul wasn't completely in it.
So it is a blank end. We're all tied up at 3 apiece. The ninth end is coming up in just a moment. The 1995 Safeway Select Provincial Men's Curling Championship is brought to you by CFCW. There's nothing quite like a West Montgomery morning. There's also nothing quite like Wes using a push broom, but we won't get into that now. For fun, for laughs, it's a West Montgomery morning. Only on Edmonton Oilers Radio, 790 CFCW. The Edmonton Journal. It's easy to see why 8 out of 10 Edmonton Daily newspaper readers read the Journal. We deliver right to their homes 7 days a week. The Edmonton Journal delivers local and international news, business and sports stories, and features that make every day special. Alberta Treasury Branches. Like you, Alberta Treasury Branches is 100% Albertan, understanding your financial needs, providing you a full range of banking services with the trust of ATB service, 100% guaranteed. The NACA, a curling tradition since 1918. Our mission, to develop and promote curling. Phone us at 440-4270 for all your curling needs. Educational material, learn to curl clinics, instructor courses, ice schools, junior rocks, and much, much more. Safeway. At Safeway, we're proud to present the 1995 Alberta Men's Curling Championships, live from the Avonair Curling Club in Edmonton. Shaw Cable, pleased to bring you daily live coverage of one of Alberta's premier sporting events. Shaw Cable, dedicated to service, the community, and you. And we are back at the Avonair Curling Club, coming to you live on a Saturday night. West Montgomery, Hector Bay. I'm Jackie Ray Greening, and getting down a wee bit to the nitty-gritty now, boys. It's all tied up heading into the ninth. Lukowich does have the hammer, and as you can see, this time he did come around the center guard.
Yeah, he figures this time he better get a little bit of control in the game, and he wants to try and steal one, and Lance Dealey makes a beautiful shot.
Nice shot.
Lance is having a great game. 91% this evening, had a great game this afternoon. He's really come on strong when it counted here.
Well, I could curl good, too, if my girlfriend gave neck massages like Diane Alexander does.
Do you have a girlfriend? Does your wife know?
No, I don't. I'm just saying.
I don't blame Val for not giving a neck rub.
No.
She used to.
6 perfect guards have to be made
That
now.
before you were married or after?
Can't remember. I think before you get those neck rubs and shoulder rubs from the better half, you have to go home sometime, don't you?
Oh, that's it. When she's awake.
All right, here's Doug Marks. 9-second man for Mark Johnson, out with his intern.
Pretty aggressive by Mark Johnson. He knows he wants to steal one or at least force Ed Lucas into getting one, and not quite as good as he could. It can
Could have been on that a little earlier. He can get a hack weight shot at this and get this out. On this ice,
You want to
your
play a good
guard's
hack
gonna be
or
a little
board?
tighter.
Jeez,
Okay,
be quiet.
make
I'm
sure a
trying to
hack,
hear
eh?
trying to hear the skip.
He didn't say A, though.
Yeah, well, you said it 800 times. He's a world champion, and leads in that stat. Most A's in a championship game ever uttered by a skip. 2,562. Ed Lukowich, you know where he's from?
Where?
Saskatchewan.
Spears.
Spears.
You know where Spears is? Just outside of North Battleford, where he was born.
Oh, you better hurry this one to get it by. Is he by?
Yes.
Close.
Oh.
But no cigar.
Yeah, you guys are both wrong. You said, yeah, there's a by.
Well, we thought you were saying goodbye, and we said yes.
Spears, Saskatchewan is where he was brought up, but he was born in North Battleford because they didn't have a hospital in Spears. Well, they had a little dealie there, but they didn't, you know, all they had was a microwave oven. So they had to move him to North Battleford. That's where he was born. Spears is to North Battleford what Rumsey is to Drumheller, if you could just put that together.
I get it.
Well, all I know when I was born, I know you're going to bring this up. I was born in room 4,
Walked
5,
right
and 6,
into it,
yeah.
big boy.
But I wasn't in a hospital. I wasn't in a hospital. I was born at a little wee house that we eventually used for a greenery. And then we burned it.
Right after you were born,
right after we were born.
I thought you were going to tell us you were born wrapped in swaddling clothes lying in a manger there from just outside of St. Albert.
Could have been.
In the meantime, going down on the end number 8 with 4 blank ends. The score is 3-3 at Lukowich and Mark Johnson. What's Giggles up to now?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm losing it finally.
We can't be giggling when we're going worldwide on cable.
I'm sorry. We're in Africa live.
You
aren't
have
we?
to tell people what's going on.
Well, they give makeup for our looks. Do they give us pills to stop us from laughing? Well, it's interesting to see what Mark will do here now. He could hit that one and roll over to the side. All he wants to do is force Lukowich into counting one or stealing one himself.
But he's playing the guard again, looks like.
Actually, when I was born, there was no doctors. A vet brought me into this world.
Looks like I'm all on my own again here tonight. All right, Scott Park with his out turn. Got to put the lid on the shot rock.
Well, he's determined to try and steal a point here. Nice guard by Scott Park.
Look perfect.
Yeah, Lukowich is going to have to make a play on it.
Heel. Off of here. He'll wait.
Try to get the back one at the same time.
John didn't spend too much time in the hack, and away he comes with his out turn.
Clean. Whoa. No. Whoa, right up.
Close.
Yeah, hurry.
It's close.
Yes, he got it.
Nice shot. Left it out in front, but got the back.
Well, Mark won't hesitate here. He's going to try and hit this one and roll in.
11 minutes left on the clock for Mark Johnson as we watch the replay of that great double kill by John Ferguson.
Boy, we've seen a lot of those this week, haven't we? Seen some great shot making right from the get-go on Tuesday.
Well, you know, when you got nice ice and you trust it, you make a lot of shots on it.
Scott Park.
Kind of sounds like a sermon. Trying to get the inside roll. It's coming now.
Trying to
close.
move, trying to move.
Not quite. Yes, he gets quite a bit of a roll here, but not enough.
I think there's still enough room, is there, for Lukowich to get the roll behind?
If he
Pretty
throws,
tough.
Board.
if he throws this back ringer board, back hack waiter board,
Come a little.
He's not playing it, I don't think.
well, Ed would dearly like to either get two or blanket here, and they're down to the thirds.
Clean. Yeah. Clean. Whoa.
He's got the rock for sure.
No. Oh, right up.
He
No.
hit pretty well on the bugle.
Shot.
So there is some room now for Johnson to possibly get that roll behind.
ninth end, there's 4 ends have been blanked, and there's been 2 one-enders and 2 two-enders.
Can't much get more even than that, can you?
No.
The only edge is Ed Lukowich, who happens to have the hammer at the present time.
Johnson started out with a hammer the first end, and the first and second end were blanked, and then Lukowich stole one on him. On the third end, Johnson made a good shot to get one back on the fourth, and then they exchanged twos with some great shooting on both ends to get the two-enders.
Mark Johnson, 70% right now.
He's definitely got it.
He isn't going to get the roll.
Might get an outside roll a little bit.
Well, there's a chance for Fast Eddie to possibly get the roll. Have a elusive roll behind cover and possibly get a deuce.
Board plus weight, okay.
Deuce would be dandy right now.
I know, as Ed said before the game, they've slowly been coming up to the level of Kevin Martin's team, and they're not too far from it right now. He's curling around 81%.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
No,
The whole team's in their 80s right now.
Yeah.
Not age, percentage.
Oh, okay. Like a couple on the bleachers here were necking, but maybe my eyes are going.
I think your eyes are going.
Right up.
Got to get him out of here, Jackie.
I think so. It's time.
Well, he must wish he was necking. Anyway.
Lots of weight by Ed Lukowich. He's not going to get the roll either.
No, he said he just wanted a little more than board, but I think that was normal hit weight. So now, one more time, Mark Johnson tries to get the hit and roll.
Certainly no blowout here in River City tonight in the semifinal of the Provincial Men's Curling Championship at the Avonair Curling Club in Edmonton. Winner of this game plays Kevin Martin tomorrow at 2 o'clock. You'll hear it all, see it all on the Shaw Cable 10 across the province network starting at 2 o'clock. Winner of that one goes to the Briar.
Be interesting. You know, I often wondered if it would be nicer playing tonight than sitting at home waiting for tomorrow, because they're not tired. They only had 2 games a day. Kevin Martin only had 1 today and 1 on Tuesday, and the other ones were 2 games a day. So
and when you're going that good, I mean, you know, tonight is not soon enough.
Yeah.
You want to keep that thing going, but they seem to have everything well under control.
What do you like, takeout weight? Anything on the
definitely
both
wants to
sides.
blank this end. And
yep.
Ice stays nice and straight there, so nobody throws it much better than he does.
Yeah.
Well, you go hammer and nail for 2 hours or so, and all you decide that who gets last rock in a tie ball game coming home, if he makes it.
Which doesn't mean much anymore with the 3 guard zones, not as it did. It used to be more important to have last rock coming home.
You'd rather have it still than not, though. Some things don't change.
For sure.
And Lukowich, out-turn peel, trying to blank the end.
No.
He's going to blank it.
No, he didn't. He didn't fool Dan Petrick and his brother Steve. No, and they got right on it and kept it there.
So it is tied up at 3 apiece. Ed Lukowich will have last rock coming home. And again.
You want to read it this time, Jack? And I read it the first time.
Okay.
Can you see that?
It's not only going in Edmonton, but it's going to Millet, which is just out of the town here, with Tasquin a little further south. Grand Prairie up north, Medicine Hat, where we were at not too long ago, Fort McMurray, Hinton, Calgary, Beaver Lodge, and Red Deer, and other places.
Irregular tour guide for Phoenix.
He really is.
Yeah? This is not a bus ride.
I want to get off. And Kevin Martin sitting at home relaxing, and other big names that are possibly going to the Briar. Hackner is still alive. Mike Riley in Manitoba is still alive. Kerry Burtnick
Who
still
won the
alive.
Briar in '81.
Stoughton still alive. Madaw, Wernick, Howard still alive in Ontario. So could be a great championship happening in Halifax in early March.
Whose turn do you want, Steve?
Rick Folk's still in it in BC. They don't play till next weekend.
Okay, here is this shot.
Out. Okay. Hack.
The toughest one in the book. Thanks to the 3-guard rule, where the lead tries to
just tick it over.
Push this rock off the center line, but not out of play.
Yeah, we've seen it happen at least twice.
Boy, and Steve was one of the guys who made it.
Yeah,
made the difference in the end, too.
A little bit heavy here.
Whoa, whoa! Whoa, up, right up. Right up.
Has he got any of it? Has he got fresh air?
Right up.
No, sir.
Oh, he rubbed it. He rubbed it. Boy, he can't come any closer.
We saw Steve do that one last night's game, or no, 2 nights ago, wasn't it?
2 nights ago, yeah. Beautiful shot.
Just brushed it right to the sideboard, and it stopped about 2 inches from the side.
Well, the 3-guard zone, you can rub it over, but if you hit it against the boards or through the house, you'd have to replace it. Doesn't matter what happens to your shooter, you can throw them through, or that was close to being a fantastic shot.
So a big shot here for Lance Dealey. They want to try to come around this long center guard now.
And if you're going to draw, you better get right close to the button on this one, because they'll be...
Got lots of weight.
Yes, he does have lots of weight on this.
That's my eyes are going, too. Don't want everybody's eyes to go. Now, it grabbed something.
Oh, boy. Get on it.
They're going to get away with this one, though.
They are going to get away with that one. You're right.
Poof, did that ever grab something?
And I think it needed to.
Yeah, it looked like he had lots of weight, didn't it?
Well, it's the same 2 guys were sweeping this rock that happened doing no, Lance was sweeping with Doug Marks before that, yeah.
And then Ed went out to have a look and see what actually caused that, but boy, that just grabbed and leapt over.
Yeah, it looked more like a hair than the other one did. It took off sideways. A little bit of a break for Ed Lukowich. He can make a double here with Steve Petrick and roll off.
All right, here comes Ed with the big in turn.
Out Holland.
Yeah, hurry! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Must be close.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Rolled it off the center line. That'll do.
Yeah.
Well, that simplifies the end. Up to now, anyway.
Well, now they'll be putting front guards, and it'll be peeling. They'll put front guards, and it'll be peeling, and they'll do that right probably till Mark Johnson's last rock. Unless they get a hit on the nose or a miss. And we haven't seen many of them so far in this game.
And Mark's going to try and put it right back on the center line, out in front of the house.
Both Doug Marks and Lance Dealey at 90% right now. Front end for Mark Johnson.
Yeah, Carol, much better than that. Well, I don't think there'll be any hesitation here.
No. Quarter rock.
Things are looking good for Ed Lukowich. If he can peel the next 5 rocks or 6 rocks, then he'd have either hit and stay or a draw to win the game.
All right, Daniel Petrick out with his first shot here on the 10th end, trying to peel it off.
Lots of weight.
Okay.
He's got it.
Yeah, and lucky for Mark Johnson, his clock didn't start right away there, so he's okay. He's got about 6 minutes left, so lots of time for both teams.
Looks good. Just watching this game, kind of hardly keep from saying, come on, come on, let's get the last rock. Because you know it's going to come to the last rock. It'll be the most exciting shot of this end. Although that double by Steve Petricks wasn't too shabby.
Well, all you need is a little bit of a mistake here, hitting the nose or a miss. You know, they're humans and they do that. And,
same situation that Ed Lukowich was in this afternoon against Terry Lyon.
Tied up coming home.
Yep.
Terry Lyons.
Forced to draw fully in the 8-foot circle. He gave it the full television shot and put it on the 4-foot. No problem. They have the same shot again.
Well, you know, if everything goes according to Hoyle, there goes Hoyle again. Mark with his last one could draw and bite the 8-foot right on the center line, and Ed Lukowich would have to draw the 8-foot, which is he's been doing all week. So it's going to be. I think Mark Johnson needs something to happen here, and hopefully it'll happen in the next couple of shots.
Yeah. You know what our provincial viewers are hoping for, of course, an Ed Lukowich win. So we see a north-south final tomorrow, which will fit the viewing audience. Of course, the Edmonton viewing audience would just to see two of the local favorites in action, Mark Johnson and Kevin Martin. Fortunately, the decision is not in our hands.
Thank God for that.
Either way, should be a great final tomorrow.
And that one being a little tighter, Lukowich will maybe try to make the double
Side.
with the outturn.
Probably try to peel it to the left side because
The outturn?
he could hit this a little bit wrong and it would go back on the one that's in the house and it could roll into the 4-foot.
Or you could kill everything.
Or you could kill everything, yeah.
Number one.
He was a little tight.
Lots of weight.
Oh, yeah.
Right up.
That'll
Yes,
do.
nice shot.
Doesn't look good.
Where do I hide? Where do I hide?
Things aren't looking good, you're right, for Mark Johnson here in the 10th end. Ed Lukowich does have last rock. It's all tied up. Down to the final third stone of Scott Park.
Two big doubles by the Lukowich ring. One by Steve Petrick and one by John Ferguson.
Well, you can't ask the front end to do anything more than that.
My front end tell me that they could do it all the time if I give them the right ice. But
Well, I've seen you play, and they're right.
I'm young. Give me a little more experience. I'll get it. I'll get the hang of this game.
You got to remember, you're not as tall as the other skip usually, and you can't see how what the ice is doing.
Yeah, and I remember when I was young playing against you when you were winning Briars, and you wouldn't let me see around you either.
You only seen half a game, actually.
Yeah. The scenery wasn't very good playing you as the opposition skip, I'll guarantee you that.
I don't know.
Hoping for a miracle.
Yeah.
The Mark Johnson team.
Well, I'm sure,
Same?
I'm sure Mark will put another one up with his first one, and then where do you put it then if they keep peeling this one off?
All right.
Hey!
Made a great double with his first one. He's all right.
Yeah.
He's all right with this one. They kind of panicked off the bat, but he was good right out of his hand. Great game by John Ferguson.
Well, their front end, the lead, second, third did their job.
Yes, down to skip rocks now. And slowly but surely, it's looking like it's going to be a north-south final.
How did she get into this? Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
It's been a long week, ladies and gentlemen, for Jackie Ray and Hector, putting in a lot of hours. I myself look after myself physically, mentally, fresh as a daisy here tonight. 1 out of 3 isn't bad.
You guys are okay. You didn't have to stick around the club anymore.
Right.
I'm the manager. I got to be here in the mornings. I got to be here at night to make sure the people are happy.
Yeah.
Right. You have every reason to break down.
I didn't see you at 3:30 in the morning at
Easy, easy.
CFCW.
You get the camera over on the fight here, please. Mark Johnson just sticking this one out in front.
Yeah.
That's all you could do.
They say skips can't peel. We're about to see that.
Who said that? Hoyle?
Oh, no.
Page, the guy that drew up this playoff system? Who said that?
Just when you think he's nodding off, he wakes up.
Not me. I told you I was.
Oh, yeah, I'd talk so loud he'd fall asleep here.
Skips can't peel.
Well, Mark Johnson's hoping he can't.
That's for sure.
All right, Ed Lukowich needs to make both his shots. It's all on his shoulders. And then he plays Kevin Martin for all the marbles tomorrow afternoon. Now away he comes with his out turn.
He's got a dandy.
He's fine. Well, Hector, you got to throw it in the house somewhere. Any particular spot you like?
I can't even think of a spot he missed. I don't think he missed any there.
Well, what he's got to hope for, of course, is the best he could help in his wildest dreams is to put it in there and hope that he rolls out and possibly there'll be an extra in.
Well, it's a sad feeling when you're playing to go in the final of a provincial and there's nothing in play, and you're playing Ed Lukowich. What do you do? They're trying to think of some spot that might be. They're down to 44 seconds, 43, 42, and you can't throw with your timeout.
Yeah, they'll probably call a timeout.
Oh, they did call a timeout.
Yeah. Well, you almost got to put it on the 4-foot circle and make him go for it and hope he rolls out, because if you put it on the side or something like that, he's going to draw, which is should be an equally
It has to
easy
be
shot.
he has to put it. He's going to take the center ice and draw a little bit to the side.
Yeah. Well, you got to make him make a shot. And hopefully make him make the toughest one. And he's going to draw over on the 8-foot circle here and let Ed decide if he wants to hit and stay or draw the 4-foot.
Well, it's interesting to see. Not even sure what turn he's throwing here.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Looks like the out turn. It was just kind of a straight spot on the out turn, just on the blue line, and maybe he's hoping to get in there and be full 8-foot.
Mark Johnson, he has curled brilliantly in the Northern Playdowns, qualified out of A. He has been curling brilliantly all this week as Scott Park goes out to help out Lance Steele and Doug Marks. Boy, they're going to have to go to get this thing in. This might be a free draw. Oh, indeed it is. Well, that's a strange shot because Mark has had his weight all week long, right in his back pocket when he needed it. Unfortunately, he comes up empty with that one, but I don't think it would have mattered anyway.
Wow.
9 times out of 10, Ed was going to make his last rock. It would have been wide open.
Yeah, he just take an out turn draw. And
That's not the disaster that it seemed to be at the time by Mark Johnson, because his chances were slim anyway. But it would have been nice to make him make a tougher shot.
Well,
That's
he's
all.
been drawn so well all week that
Still to 15 and a half.
maybe his heart wouldn't quite in it, but it'd been nice to have a biter. At least if something happens to this one, or grab something, or Ed's heavy or something, he'd have at least won the game.
Yep. Needs a humongous break here to keep it going.
Oh boy, he makes this. It's going to be what a final tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. It's the one that most people predicted at the start of the week. No surprise.
Last year's champion against former Canadian champion.
All right, first of all, he's got to make it. And the Petrick boys jumped it right out of his hand. And that Lukowich said just... now he's got to come. They got on it quick.
Pretty close.
Yeah, no, he's all the way here.
And even backed right off.
For sure he's here all the way. No, he's fine. He's fine.
Nice shot.
Now, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely well-curled game tonight. We saw some spectacular shots. The end finally comes for Mark Johnson, Lance Steele, Doug Marks, and Scott Park. And what a week it was for them. They finished second in the round-robin competition, dropping only 2 games. They played extremely well. They beat Lukowich earlier on in the week, but when it came to the sudden death semifinal, The cool one was there. The former world champion, defending champion, was there with all the shots, and he won an extremely close game by a score of 4-3. Didn't have a tough shot with his last rock, but there were tough shots along the way. And so away we go tomorrow afternoon.
Boy, it's
Kevin
going to be a
Martin and
sizzler.
Lukowich,
Yes. It's going to be a great game tomorrow. You know, people predicted it, as you said, but you know, great game tonight. You can't take anything away from Mark Johnson. He played very well. He played in the 80s tonight, and his team played up in the high 80s. And you know, what can you do? You're playing against a guy that doesn't miss hardly anything, and even if he had made his last rock, I don't think it would have mattered.
We've been watching this all this week. The Kevin Martin team, as a team, are curling close to 90% as a team. Their second, James Paul, curled 100% this afternoon. That's how well they're going. So if they keep that up, Ed Lukowich is going to have to even raise his game, possibly even a little bit more. And who says he won't? So as Hector mentioned, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully we see you again tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, Jackie Ray is down at ice level. Let's hear what she has to say.
Thanks very much, Wes and Heck. I have Mark Johnson with me right now, and in the free guard zone in the 10th end, an important shot, obviously, is your lead threw up your center guard, but then his second one, it picked up some garbage. Was he looking a little heavy anyway, or?
Well, yeah, I think he might have been a little bit heavy. That's probably why the guys were right off it. And but you know, even if we're behind the center line or behind the tee line, at least it gives us something there. A little unfortunate there. But the ice is flattening out along the center line, and so it's picking up anything that's out there.
That's why we were sort of talking before we came down here. Was the seventh end? Yours just didn't seem to finish on your last one. That could have been a key end. I think you probably steal one if that one tucks in for you.
Yeah, we got a good chance there, and unfortunately, it's kind of a guessing game. After about the fourth end, it's straightening out now. And so you got to keep tightening up the broom more and more as the ends go on, and it's a bit of a guess. And another half an inch buried, and Eddie's got to make it a real tough shot.
Well, Mark, first of all, thank you very much. You've been real accommodating to us and Shaw Cable all week long. We really do appreciate it. And probably the last thing on your mind is the Provincial Police Championships coming up next week. But when does that get going?
That starts on Thursday. So, boss, I need more time off work. Dear, I hope you're going to not miss me too much for a while again.
Well, listen, best of luck next week and in the championship, and thanks for everything this week.
Thanks, Jack.
All right, what a very classy Edmonton curler, Mark Johnson, losing tonight to Ed Lukowich of Calgary, and Ed, step on in here. Probably, looking back, I was thinking the seventh end was probably a big turning point when you made that double. I thought you may have been wired and he was going to steal one on you there in 7.
Well, it was a big shot.
I wasn't an ancestor.
New Line Cinema presents
A Legorama. Sweet.
the 4 greatest turtles
Hey, all right. It's not just a job. It's an adventure.
ever to go down in history.
It's just your ordinary time travel equal mass displacement kind of thing. Kids.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Help, I'm a turtle and